I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Drama on this middle day of the week and the middle day of the year, in fact, with episodes of Encore Theater, Calling All Cars, I Was a Communist for the FBI. We'll also have an episode of Night Watch and Lum and Abner. That's all straight ahead here on this Wednesday. This is the 2nd day of July, 183rd day of the year, and 182 days left. This is the middle day of the year, 182 days before, 182 days after. Falls on the same day of the week as New Year's Day. The Congress, by the way, that's all different in leap years, so just so you know. Congress adopted a resolution on this date in 1776, severing ties with Great Britain through a public declaration of independence, and it was not formally printed for the masses until 2 days later, July 4th. John Hancock signed the Declaration on this date in 1776. Vermont became the first state to abolish slavery on this date in 1777. The self-contained gas mask patented on this date in 1850 by Benjamin J. Lane. In 1881, Charles J. Guiteau shot and fatally wounded President Garfield on this date in 1881, who eventually died from infection on September 19th. Congress passed the Sherman Antitrust Act on this date in 1890. In 1917, 48 died in rioting in East St. Louis, Illinois, as lower-paid black laborers clashed with whites. In the depths of the Great Depression on this date in 1932, New York Governor Franklin Delano Roosevelt accepted the Democrat Party's nomination for president.
This is more than a political campaign. It is a call to arms.
Now, that November, Roosevelt would defeat incumbent President Herbert Hoover, 57% to 39% of the popular vote, the electoral vote, 472 to 59. And let's be honest, the bulk of the votes were not for Franklin Roosevelt. They were against Herbert Hoover, who got the blame for the Depression. In 1937, Amelia Earhart, navigator Fred Noonan disappeared over the Pacific Ocean while attempting to make the first equatorial round-the-world flight. Over the years, Earhart spoke to people about the joys of flying.
No other phase of modern progress contrives to maintain such a brimming measure of romance and beauty coupled with utility as does aviation.
And I'll be honest, by and large, flying is safer than it's ever been, but some companies cut corners, so you just have to watch who you book with and how you book. And a lot of people are booking that same seat that fellow who was in the India Air crash. A lot of people booked that, I think it's 11A, and they booked that seat, and he survived. He was the only one to survive. It was on this date in 1947, an object speculated to be a UFO crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. Air Force claimed it was a weather balloon. 1962, the first Walmart store opened for business in Rogers, Arkansas. Sam Walton would no doubt be spinning in his grave today. 1964, President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited segregation in public places.
My fellow Americans, I am about to sign into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I want to take this occasion to talk to you about what that law means to every American. 188 years ago this week, a small band of valiant men began a long struggle for freedom. They pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor, not only to found a nation, but to forge an ideal of freedom, not only for political independence, but for personal liberty, not only to eliminate foreign rule, but to establish the rule of justice in the affairs of men. That struggle was a turning point in our history. Today, in far corners of distant continents, the ideals of those American patriots still shape the struggles of men who hunger for freedom.
And that was President Johnson on this date back in 1964, dismantling once and for all the whole notion of separate but equal, because it never was. All right, in 1974, 10 years later, President Nixon addressed the people of the Soviet Union.
Our two nations bear a shared responsibility toward the entire world. And we too must plant now so that future generations will reap a harvest of peace. A peace in which our children can live together as brothers and sisters, joining hands across the ocean in friendship, and ushering in a new era in which war is behind us, and in which together in peace we can work toward a better life for our people and for all people.
The address made on the occasion of President Nixon's visit to Moscow in connection with the joint U.S.-Russia space project. 1976, North Vietnam, South Vietnam, divided since 1954, reunited to form the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. And amazingly enough, it may still be a socialist republic. They have gotten awfully capitalist. They really have. The first coin to honor a woman introduced on this date in 1979, the Susan B. Anthony dollar. And I'm going to be honest with you, we should just do dollar coins and get rid of the dollar bills. No, because the coins cost twice as much to mint as the dollar is to print, but they last so much longer. In 1980, President Carter signed a bill requiring registration for military selective service.
It's a precautionary measure. It's designed to make our country strong and to maintain peace. I would like to ask the support of all Americans for this move. Americans in the age that will be registered, and Americans of all ages who believe in a strong country, who believe in patriotism, who believe in maintaining peace through strength.
Carter frequently stressed during talking about this, while registration was mandatory, there was no required service yet. And we still might need that one of these days real soon. 1983, the Police recorded their final album, Synchronicity. It eventually spent 17 weeks at number 1 on the album charts. 1985, Andrei Gromyko appointed the chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the Soviet Union. In 1994, a U.S. Air DC-9 crashed near Charlotte Douglas International Airport as it tried to take off. Airport Director Jerry Orr said poor weather conditions prompted the pilot to abort the takeoff.
He announced he was going to go around, which means he would have aborted the takeoff. He landed in a field beside the runway.
37 of the 57 people on board died. In 1998, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets released to the public as the second installment to the Harry Potter book series. In 2000, Vicente Fox Quesada elected the first president of Mexico from an opposition party, the PAN, after more than 70 years of continuous rule by the PRI. 2002, American businessman Steve Fossett became the first person to fly solo around the world nonstop in a balloon. In 2003, President George W. Bush promised to deal harshly with those who attack American troops in Iraq, saying, "Bring them on." And in 2007, President George W. Bush commuted the sentence of former aide Louis Libby, Scooter Libby, sparing him from a 2.5-year prison term in the CIA leak case. Among those passing away on this date, in addition to Amelia Earhart, who is presumed dead, and her co-pilot, also Nobel Prize laureate Ernest Hemingway, Iron Mike DiBiase, the father to Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. And I'll tell you, by the time Ted DiBiase got to the WWE, he was not in his prime. A lot of back issues. If you really want to see him at his prime, look for those old shows that were done in Bill Watts' Mid-South territory. You're going to discover, my gosh, this guy was good. Actress Betty Grable passing away on this date. Soviet politician Andrei Gromyko passing away. Actress Lee Remick. Actor Fred Gwynn. Herman Munster. Also Jimmy Stewart passing away on this date. Author Mario Puzo. Jan Murray, who in addition to his comedic stylings, had a good run as game show host, particularly in the 50s. Operatic soprano Beverly Sills and Lee Iacocca, all passing away on this day. As we turn to birthdays, and we'll see that the Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall was born on this date. Conductor Frederick Fennell, actor-singer Ken Curtis, who was a Festus on television's Gunsmoke series. Also, but he was quite the singer, too. Also, fast food entrepreneur Dave Thomas, the man behind Wendy's. Paul Williams of the Temptations, born on this date. Songwriter Gene McFadden and singer Jenny Rivera. All those folks are celebrating birthdays in heaven on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The lady who always told you to kiss her grits, from Alice, Flo, Polly Holiday, 88 years old today. Racing legend The King, Richard Petty, also 88. TV producer from Seinfeld and other shows, Larry David, 78.
This is so rude.
Just the plain chocolate.
You know, you're like a sample abuser. That's what you are.
What's the matter with you?
You're abusing your sampling privileges.
What do you
One
think
sample,
they have these little
two samples the
spoons
most.
for?
He was in line for ice cream behind a woman trying a bunch of different samples. Larry David, 78 today. The ex of Mick Jagger and Rupert Murdoch, Jerry Hall, 69 today. Boy, think of those two divergent personalities sharing an ex. Also, a couple of wrestlers, Bret the Hitman Hart, 68 today. WWE senior referee Charles Robinson. He's also known as Little Nate because of his resemblance to the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And he has been refereeing since WWE days. So that gives you an idea. They've been out of business over almost 25 years. So, you know, he's been doing it a while. A former wrestler, now an AEW producer and coach, Scotty 2 Hotty, 52. Michelle Branch is 42 today. And Michelle, she's good when she's focused. I mean, I love some of the stuff she did with Santana, but she's got to have other people with her to keep her focused. If she goes on her own, she's not as good. Michelle Branch, 42. Also, Ashley Teasdale from High School Musical, 40 years old today. A couple more actresses today. Jamie Lee Curtis from Freaky... she was with Jamie Lee Curtis in Freaky Friday. Lindsay Lohan, who also has her own focus problem. She's 39.
Come on, Mom. Everyone's got one.
Everyone has one.
I can't believe you. You're ruining my life.
With Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan, 39 today. And Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad movie, Margot Robbie, is 35.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices.
Voices in her head. From Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie is 35 years old today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the second day of July as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Now on Classic Radio Theater, an episode of the summer series Encore Theater. That's coming up first here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu. At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Thank you, Julius LaRosa. Ladies and gentlemen, as our ever-growing, ever-mobile population shifts from city to suburbs, from city to city and state to state, new schools must be constructed. This means that new schools are constantly being built where the people are, and where the people are, shelters are needed. Many communities throughout the country are incorporating fallout protection into their new schools. It can be done at a fractional cost and as such an integral part of the school that many of the students are unaware that fallout protection is included. The areas with fallout protection are large enough to house the students, the faculty, and most of the immediate neighborhood. If your community is planning to build new schools, investigate the possibility of adding fallout protection. A dual-purpose school in the nuclear age simply makes good sense. No space is wasted, and the protection is ready, just in case.
And we continue on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the summer series Encore Theater. This goes back 79 years to July 2nd, 1946. Robert Taylor stars in Men in White.
Shenley Laboratories, producer of Penicillin Shenley and Shenley Pharmaceuticals, presents the Encore Theater. The Encore Theater play tonight, Men in White. Our star is Robert Taylor. Tonight, Shenley Laboratories presents another in a new series of great dramatic programs. Some of our stories are fact, the struggles and accomplishments of great men of medicine. Others are fiction, stories of devotion to an ideal, individual heroism or courage. By these programs, Shenley Laboratories would remind you that medical science and progress is not cold, impersonal research or pages of statistics, but a warm human story told in living terms, whether it's the life of one of medicine's immortals or the everyday record of service rendered by your own physician. And now, Men in White, starring Robert Taylor as Dr. George Ferguson. library of St. George's Hospital, where the men in white gather to read, to smoke, and to discuss many things, primarily medicine. In a niche high on the wall is a marble bust of Hippocrates, the father of medicine, looking down in kindly benediction. At the base of the bust is engraved a quotation from his precepts.
Where the love of man is, there also is the love of the art of healing.
Good morning, Dr. Hochberg. I was looking for you.
Good morning, George.
Down in the record room this morning, the first 45 cases seem to bear you out.
What 45 cases? What are you two up to?
Oh, Ferguson and I are doing a little research. I have some crazy notions about modern surgical technique. Ferguson's writing a paper to prove that I'm right.
As a matter of fact, Dr. Hochberg is writing the paper. I'm just helping collect the data and arrange.
You're doing all the hard work. How's 217?
Pretty restless during the night, but her temperature's down to normal now.
Good. And Ward B, bed 3?
Oh, fine. Ask for a drink of whiskey.
He'll be all right.
He is all right. I gave him the drink.
It won't hurt him.
You know, I'm beginning to think George is your prized pupil. He's definitely teacher's pet.
He's a good boy.
When are you going east, George?
In 3 months.
Looking forward to it?
You bet I am. It's more than just an opportunity to study in New York. It's going to be my honeymoon, too.
You'll find it difficult mixing the two. I know the medical center.
It's going to be very difficult. You don't know Laura.
After a year in New York, I'm working with Dr. Hochberg, so the real labor won't begin till I come back.
You're probably right about that.
I want you to meet Laura. You'll be crazy about her. As a matter of fact, maybe I can bring her by here tonight. We're going out to a shindig of some sort.
Tonight?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Ferguson, but I'm afraid you'll have to stick around tonight. I just saw 401. He's a mighty sick boy. He may need another transfusion.
Tonight?
Yeah. We have 3 donors on call.
Well, I'm sorry, Dr. Gordon, but this is my night out, and Laura's made arrangements, so I'm afraid I won't be here.
Ferguson, when the hospital needs you.
I'd like to, Dr. Hochberg, but same thing happened last week. I can't disappoint my fiancée again, or I won't have any.
Can anyone else do the transfusion, Dr. Gordon?
I'm afraid not. Ferguson's followed the case from the start. He knows the veins we've used. George, I know I'm imposing, but I want this boy to have every possible chance. He's a sick boy. What do you say?
All right, Dr. Gordon. I'll stay, of course.
Thanks. If your girl kicks up a fuss, send her around to me. I'll tell her about my wife. Up at 4:30 this morning to answer the phone. Somebody had a bellyache.
Calling Dr. Gordon. Surgery. Calling Dr. Gordon.
I'll see you later, George.
It's tough, George, but I'm sure she'll understand.
I don't know whether she will or not. She's been asked to understand so much lately.
Dr. Ferguson, you're wanted in emergency immediately. A woman just came in. Serious automobile accident.
Get her up to the operating room.
Yes, doctor.
Will you watch Dr. Hochberg?
Of course. She'll be all right, George. You did a nice job.
Oh, thanks. I was glad you were there. I feel much safer with you at my elbow.
Oh, you didn't need me at all.
Dr. Ferguson, Miss Hudson's waiting in the reception room for you.
Oh, thank you. Tell her I'll be right in. Hope I do as well with Laura, Dr. Hochberg.
Don't worry, you will. Laura loves you. And a woman in love should have an infinite capacity for understanding.
Sometimes a woman in love has an infinite capacity for misunderstanding.
Hello, darling.
Hello, monkey.
You know, it suddenly occurred to me that I hadn't been kissed for 3 weeks now and that I couldn't wait another minute. Not even until tonight.
Well, we'll take care of that right away.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, where'd you get that hat?
Well, don't you like it?
Oh, sure. It looks just like a vegetable salad.
Oh, you know, you're getting too thin and your eyes are tired.
Well, I didn't get much sleep last night. It was a pretty sick house.
I missed you last night. I went to the party, but it wasn't any fun. Didn't mean a thing without you. You know, darling, I don't seem to get a kick out of life anymore unless you're around. That's not very often, is it?
Darling, we'll make up for all of that later on, honestly.
I don't know if we can, George. Last night's gone, and, well, if I had you every minute from now on, it wouldn't be enough. I wish I'd lived all my life with you. I wish I'd been born in the same room with you and played in the same streets.
I'm glad you didn't. They were gloomy streets. They might have touched you, changed you. You know, Laura, about 7 months ago, there was a boy here who had been blind from birth. We operated on him successfully. One night, I showed him the stars for the first time. He looked at them a moment and began to cry like a baby because he said they were so lovely. He might never have seen them. When I look at you, I get something of that same feeling.
Dr. Ferguson. Calling Dr. Ferguson.
Don't answer it. Don't go.
It's my call. I have to go.
Well, I have to get to my hairdresser's anyhow and make myself beautiful for tonight.
Darling,
Oh, well, we'll have a wonderful evening all to ourselves. We'll skip the party and drive up the Hudson. There's a full moon tonight.
Laura, I can't make it tonight. I have to stay in.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to duck out of it, but I couldn't. There's a transfusion I have to do.
Oh, George, they're overworking. It isn't fair. Oh, I was planning so much on tonight. George, what's our life going to be like?
Pretty grand, I should say. Darling, don't look like that. We'll go out tomorrow night instead.
Oh, it's not just tonight. It's all the nights. George, I can take it for another 3 months, for another year and 3 months, but when we come back from New York, let's arrange our lives like human beings. You can open up an office and have regular hours and specialize.
If I work with Hochberg, darling, I won't have the time to go into practice.
I couldn't go on this way. I just couldn't. I'd rather break off now and try to forget you.
Laura, don't ever say a thing like that.
I'd rather die quickly than by slow torture.
Dr. Ferguson. Calling Dr. Ferguson.
They're calling you.
Yes, I know. Ferguson speaking. Yes. Who? South 218, yes. We'll call Dr. Cunningham. It's his case. Let him... When? What's her temperature? Pulse? Is she pale, perspiring? Did she ask for food? No more insulin. Absolutely, I'll be right down. I have to go now, Laura, and please don't worry, darling.
Don't, George. Don't kiss me.
As bad as that?
I'm afraid so, George.
Things will straighten themselves out.
Oh, will they? George, we just got to come on to some decision.
Laura, will you please?
I mean it absolutely.
All right, then we'll come to some decision. Now, if you don't mind too much, I'll have to go. I dislike melodrama very much, but this is a matter of life and death. Put her in shock position, nurse.
Yes, sir.
Sterile glucose, quickly, and a 30cc syringe.
And glucose here, sir, already.
How much?
50 grams.
Good, half of that'll do. And apply a tourniquet, right arm.
Yes, sir.
Call for hot packs and blankets. Come on, hurry it up. Let's have that glucose. Swab the arm. Never mind the iodine, just the alcohol. Thank God there's a good vein. Well, that's about all we can do.
Dr. George.
Yes, baby.
I'm thirsty. I want to drink.
Why, you bet. Give her some water, nurse.
I feel funny. Sort of dizzy. What happened?
Nothing. You fell asleep, that's all. You're going to be all right now, honey. Oh, hello, Dr. Cunningham. I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah? I've been watching. That was nice work, Dr. Ferguson.
Well, thank you, Dr. Cunningham.
A doctor can always become a better one by observing better ones. I've learned something from you today, Ferguson, and I'm grateful.
Better clean up that mess, nurse. Put those hypos away.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just nervous, I guess. This is my first case with a sick child. I got to like her an awful lot. I guess that was why.
I see. What's your name?
Barbara Denon.
Well, you're going to be a swell nurse, Barbara.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ferguson.
And you take my advice. I know just how you feel. Nerves all tied up in a knot. You want to yell. I feel the same way myself. You get as far away from here tonight as you can. Have a good time. Relax. Forget the hospital. Tomorrow you'll be all right.
Oh, I can't. I have an exam in Materia Medica tomorrow.
Materia Medica, huh? Say, I think I have some notes that may help you. I'll leave them with the orderly on the first floor, and you can get them on your way down.
Oh, thanks.
They might help a bit. At least you won't have to cram all night.
Dr. Ferguson. Calling Dr. Ferguson.
That's your call, Doctor.
Yes, I'll see you later.
Ferguson?
Oh, yes, Dr. Gordon.
It won't be necessary for you to stay in tonight after all. 341 died a few moments ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so am I. But we did everything we could. See you later, Ferguson.
Outside wire, please. Walnut 2990. Yes. Hello, Laura. How are you, dear? Feeling better? Oh. Well, look, darling, I can make it tonight after all. What? Don't be silly. But, darling, we'll work all that out. It's so far away yet. Oh, listen, Laura, that chance to work with Hochberg is one of the best breaks I've ever had. Don't expect me to throw it over at a moment's notice simply because you have some crazy idea that... No, darling, I don't even want to talk about it tonight. I'm tired, Laura. It's been a heck of a day. 3 operations and... Well, I can't think. I can't make an important decision tonight in a minute. Oh, Laura, what do you think you're doing? Punishing me? All right, Laura, we'll skip it tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night. Yes. Goodbye. Come in.
Excuse me, Dr. Ferguson. I'm off now, and I wondered about the notes.
The notes? Oh, yes, of course. Barbara, you don't really want to work tonight, do you?
Well, I don't suppose anyone ever really wants to work.
Maybe you're right. I sometimes wonder myself whether all this is worth the grind of working my way through college and med school.
Med school, too?
Yes.
I don't see how you kept up with classes.
Oh, I managed. It wasn't much fun, but still, I guess it's the only thing I really want to do. My dad used to say, above all is humanity. He was a fine man, my dad. Small-town physician, upstate. When I was about 13, he came to my room one night and apologized because he was going to die. His heart had gone back on him. He knew that if he gave up medicine and took it easy, he could live for 20 years, but he wanted to go right on, wanted to die in harness. And he did. Yeah. Above all else is humanity. That's a big thought. So big that alongside of it, you and I don't really matter very much. That's why we do it, I guess.
It must make you very proud to heal, to save someone's life the way you did that child's today. I don't think there's anything more important in the world.
Neither do I. We can't allow outside forces or things or people to interfere with us. We can't do it. And if they do, we've got to bar them out, even if we have to tear our hearts out to do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to get up on a soapbox.
Please don't apologize. I know exactly how you feel.
Hey, look, how about putting off the work for a couple hours and going somewhere for dinner with me? You look like an understanding sort of person, and I'm very much in need of a little understanding tonight. Will you come?
Of course I will. I'd love to come.
In a moment, we'll return to our heartwarming play, Men in White, starring Robert Taylor. Now, a message of vital importance. Few people realize how widely penicillin is used in dental surgery today. Penicillin, the wonder drug, whose production just a few short years ago was so uncertain, so beset with production difficulties, that only those hovering between life and death could have its healing boon. Among the firms which now produce penicillin for use by dentists is Shenley Laboratories. Shenley is also devoting its resources and facilities to the production of specialized penicillin products and to a continuing program of research whose purpose is the discovery and development of an ever greater range of pharmaceuticals. As one of the world's largest users of scientific research in the field of fermentation processes, from which penicillin and related drugs are derived, Shenley Laboratories has developed penicillin tablets and troches for use in dental practice, penicillin ointment for direct application to affected skin surfaces, and ophthalmic ointment for treating certain infections of the eye. The tangible expressions of Shenley Laboratories' research, Shenley pharmaceuticals of highest quality, are constantly at your doctor's and dentist's disposal in their work of keeping you well. Now, the second act of Men in White, starring Robert Taylor as Dr. Ferguson and with Gigi Pearson as Laura.
George.
Laura, what are you doing in the park?
Looking for you. They told me at the hospital that you were over here taking a walk. Oh, I had to find you, George. I've been miserable these past weeks.
Well, it hasn't exactly been a picnic for me.
Have you missed me?
You know I have.
I thought I could be happy without you. I thought I could just snap my fingers and say, oh, the heck with it. But there were too many plans, too many dreams, too many memories. I never quite managed to snap my fingers at all.
Laura, darling, I've missed you like everything. I've been so darn lonely.
Why didn't you call me?
Well, pride, I guess. Heaven knows I wanted to call.
We wasted a lot of time, but we'll make up for it. We're together again. That's the most important thing in the world.
Darling. Oh, Barbara.
Hello.
I've been looking all over for you.
Do you have to break our date for dinner?
Well, no, I guess I can make that, but there is something I've got to talk to you about.
Can it wait until tonight?
Yes, I guess it can wait until tonight.
He's very quiet, George.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to think of how to tell you something.
George, these past few weeks we've been going out have been the most wonderful weeks of my life.
Well, it was very kind and good of you to go out with me to put up with my mood.
Oh, don't talk like that. I've been happy with you. As far as I'm concerned, you've been everything a girl could ever dream about. I think I fell in love with you the first time you smiled at me. After that operation. Because I can't remember anything that happened to me before that moment.
Barbara, don't. Please, Barbara, I don't know how to say this. You see, I'm engaged.
Engaged?
Yes, I have been for over a year. And that night that we went out, I'd had a quarrel with my fiancée.
Oh, I see.
Oh, darling, I wouldn't have had this happen for anything.
Don't say anything else. I've had a lovely time. And thanks for the buggy ride. You don't mind if I say goodnight, do you, Joe?
Yes, I do mind. I want to talk to you.
There's nothing more to say. Funny how I thought it was the beginning of everything when I met you. It was really the end. Good night, Joe. Goodbye.
George, you're going to accept the appointment to practice with Dr. Coleman, aren't you? George.
What did you say, Laura?
What is it, boy? What's wrong? You've been pacing up and down like a caged animal.
I've been here for an hour and you barely glanced at me. You're not a very satisfactory fiancé.
I'm sorry, Laura. I've got a lot of things on my mind.
He can't accept that appointment, Laura. He isn't ready for it.
Well, he will be after a year in New York.
You love George, don't you, Laura?
You know I do.
Then don't influence him wrongly. George has been offered this appointment through your father's influence. You don't buy things in medicine, Laura. You earn them. A doctor's character is as important as his skill. The next 5 years are the crucial years in George's life. They're going to tell whether he becomes an important man or not.
It's not as if I were going to drop my studies by going into practice, Dr. Hochberg. I'll keep on.
After all, George has worked so terribly hard until now, Hockey, and, well, this will make things easier for him.
There are no easy roads in medicine.
I didn't expect it to be easy. I counted on work, hard work.
It will be at least 10 years before you're ready for an appointment like that.
If he takes it, he'll have regular hours. We'll have some time for ourselves, Hockey.
Time?
Mm-hmm.
How? There are only 24 hours in a day. He's working with me, and if... Where are you, George?
Dr. Hochberg, I haven't loafed yet. I don't intend to start now, but Laura and I are young. We love each other. I want a little more out of life than just my work. I don't think that's too much to ask.
I see. So you've decided not to come with me next year. Is that it?
Well, sir,
That's all right. You have a right to decide for yourself.
Can you come right away, Dr. Hochberg? It's an emergency. One of the staff. She took an overdose.
Who is it?
That nice little girl up in pediatrics, Barbara Denon.
I'll go right up.
She's unconscious now, but she was calling for you, Dr. Ferguson.
I'll go with you if I may, Dr. Hochberg.
Come along. There's nothing more we can do, George, except wait. Gordon will call us if there's any change. Let's sit down in here a moment.
Oh, that poor kid. I never dreamt that she'd... I had to be honest with her. I had to tell her it always had been Laura, always would be.
You can't blame yourself. People fall in love without rhyme or reason quite often. It isn't your fault.
Dr. Hochberg, I'm going to marry Barbara Denham. She'll have me.
George, stop talking like an idiot. Pull yourself together. What about Laura?
I've been calling her all morning. She must have guessed about Barbara. She wouldn't even come to the phone.
Well, George, in a way, that's not the worst that could have happened to you.
No, don't say that. It is.
Well, now there's work, my boy. Remember, that's the master word, work.
I'm going to marry that girl. Going to take care of her.
Mid-Victorian idealism won't solve this problem, George.
She's human, isn't she? And she needs me. I'm going into practice immediately.
You'd give up your trip to New York?
Yes.
George, use your head. You'd ruin the rest of your life. Destroy your ambition, your ideals. Fill yourself with bitterness. You'd live day and night with a woman who would grow to despise you. Dr. Hochberg speaking. Yes, he's here. Who? Oh, all right. Bring her up here to 106. Laura's on her way up. I'll be in Miss Denham's room if you want me.
All right. And, Dr. Hochberg, I want you to know, whatever I do, that I appreciate all you've done for me. I know I must have sounded very ungrateful when Laura and I were talking to you.
I know. It's our instinct to live, to enjoy ourselves. All of us.
I love Laura so much. She's so full of life and fun and all the things I've missed for so many years. I just didn't have the guts to give them up. I kidded myself out of the most important thing that ever happened to me. A chance to work with you.
Do you still want to? You can, if you do.
No, not now. I'm going into practice. If I can't make a go of that, I'll find a job at something else. I won't starve. I'll always make a living. Come in.
Hello, Laura.
Hello, Doctor.
You know where to get me if you want me, George?
Yes.
George, do you love that girl?
I love you, Laura.
How can you expect me to believe that? You've been seeing her, haven't you? You've been spending evenings with her that you could have spent with me.
Laura, I went out with her that night. You refused to go out with me. You remember there were several days there that you wouldn't even talk to me, so I took her out a few times. She was a nice kid. She was someone to talk to. Oh, Laura, if I hadn't loved you, I wouldn't have asked you to come to New York with me. Alone there, I'd accomplish a lot more.
Well, you can go alone now.
No, I'm not going at all now. I'm going into practice, and I'm going to marry Barbara.
Marry her? When you're not in love with her?
Yes.
I suppose you think you're being brave and strong and making a wonderful gesture. But not. You're a coward. You're doing it because it's the easiest way out. Because you're afraid of what people might say about you. Oh, you have no backbone.
You're right, Laura. I had no backbone when I let myself be talked out of a chance to work with hockey. Maybe to do something fine someday. But right now I have no choice, and I'm not doing it because I give a hang what anybody says or thinks. I'm doing it because that girl's life is smashed, and I'm responsible, and I want to try and help her pick up the pieces and put them together again.
Oh, George. George, I knew how you felt about hockey, and I was wrong to insist. Oh, I have been selfish, but it was only because I loved you so much. Oh, George, darling, I do love you. There could never be anyone else for me.
George.
What is it?
Barbara Denham died.
What?
Oh, no.
A few minutes ago.
Oh, darling.
Couldn't you do anything, Dr. Hochberg?
She was too far gone. We were helpless. For 40 years I've spent in medicine, and I couldn't help her.
Then what's the use? What good is it all? Why go on? It takes everything from you, and when you need it most, it leaves you helpless. We don't know anything. We're only guessing.
George, there isn't a man in medicine who hasn't said what you've just said and meant it for a minute. All of us, George. And you're right. We are groping. Sometimes we're guessing, but at least our guesses today are closer than they were 20 years ago. And 20 years from now, they'll still be closer. That's what we're here for. Oh, there's so much to be done and so little time in which to do it that one life is never long enough. It's not easy for any of us, but in the end, our reward is something richer than simply living. Maybe it's a kind of success that the world out there can't measure. Maybe it's a kind of glory, George. Yes, question as much as we will. When the test comes, we know, don't we, George?
Yes. Yes, we do.
We'll reduce that fracture to 10. Schedule the appendectomy at 3, the gastric ulcer immediately afterward.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you later.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. George, let's get away from here. Let's go someplace where we can talk this thing over quietly and sanely.
No, Laura. This is where I belong.
Yes, I know it is. I understand. Well, when you come back from New York, if Hockey will let you off for a night, give me a ring, I'll be around, and, well, maybe someday...
Oh, Laura, darling, I love you. If you really see things the way you say you do...
Oh, I do see.
Well, then marry me and come with me to New York and help me, Laura.
Thanks for asking me. Oh, I'd love to.
Dr. Ferguson. Calling Dr. Ferguson.
They're calling you?
Will you be here when I get through?
I'll be here whenever you get through.
In a moment, we'll bring our star, Robert Taylor, back to the microphone. But first, may we leave this thought with you. 24-hour-a-day service. Who but your family physician would give it? There's no knocking off work for him, for he's on call to relieve little and big pains any time you call on him. Shenley Laboratories pays tribute to this unselfish spirit which characterizes members of the medical profession. And to the years every physician spends acquiring knowledge and experience so that the lot of mankind may be a better and healthier one. And now, here is the star of tonight's play, Robert Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, to sum up the spirit of the Shenley Laboratories program, this simple and beautiful prayer of the physician, written centuries ago by Maimonides, seems to me to be apt and fitting. The eternal providence has appointed me to watch over the life and death of all thy creatures. May I always see in the patient a fellow creature in pain. Grant me strength and opportunity always to extend the domain of my craft. This is the prayer of the physician. It is ages old, yet today it is as new as the hope for a peaceful way of life for all the world. May we invite you to listen again next week at this same time when Shenley Laboratories presents White Angel, starring Virginia Bruce, a great star in a great story. Good night.
Men in White by Sidney Kingsley was produced and directed by Bill Lawrence. It was a Gene Holloway adaptation. Robert Taylor appeared by arrangement of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor musical Easy to Wed. This is Frank Graham speaking for Shenley Laboratories, producer of Penicillin Shenley, and inviting you to listen to the Encore Theater next Tuesday at the same time when you will hear Virginia Bruce in White Angel. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Those people who talk about drug companies advertising today, well, you know, back in the day, penicillin was still a very new thing, and Shenley was spending a big chunk of money advertising it with that program. From 79 years ago, July 2nd, 1946, Encore Theater, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We're going to go back 90 years for an episode of Calling All Cars next.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Gonzales, I think I have it. I hear something.
Pedro, are you getting through?
Yes, at last.
From Mars? You're really in radio contact with the Mars?
Yes, Gonzales, it's Mars. This message is man's first communication with the planet Mars.
Pedro, what do they say?
This is phenomenal. Positively amazing. Here they are, listen.
Do you know what to do in case of a civil defense emergency? You must know these two numbers, 640 and 1240. They may save your life. Mark these numbers, 640 and 1240, on your standard radio dial now. These are your Conrad frequencies, your only way of getting life-saving civil defense instructions and information during an enemy attack. Only on radio, only at 640 or 1240 on your radio will you hear the Conrad broadcasts. Be sure you have a battery radio in your home should electric power be knocked out. Also, make certain your car radio is in working order. Remember, in a civil defense emergency, tune to 640, 1240, Conrad. 640, 1240, Conrad.
Now today, what we would call a police crime procedural. We now just call them cop shows. Called them cop shows back then. Calling all cars going back 90 years to the west coast of the U.S., July 2nd, 1935, the Oakland Payroll Robbery.
Calling all cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 84 regarding a train robbery at Noble. The Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office requests all cars to watch for a suspect described as thin, height 5 feet 10 inches, age 43, has sparse hair, and wears glasses. That's all.
Firecracker time. Look out. Here goes one. Oh, too bad. That one was a dud. Light another one, Brody. There. That firecracker exploded into thin air. Not a trace of it left. Just like Rio Grande cracked gasoline explodes in your motor. All power, no waste. But cut-price, uncracked gasoline is like the dud firecracker because it only partly explodes. The wasted, unburned gasoline runs down your cylinder walls, ruining your oil seal, diluting your crankcase oil, so it's often useless in only 200 miles. You certainly don't save money using cut-price gasoline when a large part of every gallon goes to waste. Your motor needs complete explosion. That's why every automobile engine thrives on Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Each drop burns completely. There are no unburned leftovers to ruin your oil. Rio Grande puts gasoline through the newest, costliest, and most advanced refining process known to the petroleum industry, just to ensure that every drop will burn completely, so no power will be wasted. That's why your car speeds up on Rio Grande cracked, because you get full force, full power explosions, instead of the half-hearted explosions of uncracked gasoline. That's why the cars that must have the finest gasoline, police cars, fire engines, ambulances, specify Rio Grande cracked more than any other brand. That goes for you, too. It costs you less per mile to drive with Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Gentlemen, we are pleased to announce that the part of Inspector Austin in tonight's broadcast will be played by Wallace Ford, motion picture star now appearing in the RKO production The Informer, and the Columbia offering The Whole Town's Talking. And now it is our great pleasure to present Sheriff John Miller of Contra Costa County, who will speak to you from the studios of KFRC in San Francisco.
Good evening. Only the most desperate and hardened criminals would dare to hold up a mail train because they know that not only will the sheriff's forces and local police be hot on their trail, but also the federal G-men, who will never give up until the robbers are punished. When our office received the flash that the mails had been robbed, our men devoted their entire energies to tracing the bandits. All clues unearthed by our men were turned over to the G-man assigned by the postal authorities, and our deputies worked with him until the entire gang was accounted for. G-men can't work alone. They need the manpower and the knowledge of local police and sheriff's forces. We are not interested in glory. We want only to see lawbreakers captured. And my deputies are instructed to work just as hard on police and federal cases as on our own problems. In the true story that follows, you will see how many different law enforcement agencies were needed to bring all members of the robber gang to justice. On with the show. It is mid-morning of November 7th, 1930. Southern Pacific's train number 36, bound for Stockton and Sacramento, has just left Berkeley. And engineer R.E. Lemery and fireman F.E. O'Brien are setting down to an uneventful run.
Seem okay?
Sure. Take it easy.
Thanks. Are we on time?
Right on the tick. Ever seen me when I wasn't on time?
Oh, come to think of it, I haven't.
Got to be on time today. We're carrying the payroll to the steel mills at Pittsburgh.
Yeah?
Sure. If we don't get in on time, those guys won't get their pay envelopes.
Well, we can't let that happen.
No, I'll say we can't.
All right, you guys. Put them in this train now.
Who are you?
Stick up. Get your hand away from that brake lever. Keep it rolling. I'll tell you when to stop.
What's the big idea?
I guess you know what you're carrying on this train.
Passengers, that's all.
Yeah? Well, I know different. How far are we from Noble?
You mean that little flagstone?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, about a quarter of a mile.
All right, slow her down. Now listen, there's a cord stretched between two stakes along the side of the track. You see it?
Yes.
Okay, stop this thing so that the cab is opposite the end stake.
What's the idea?
Don't argue. Put on your brakes. Easy now. We're passing the cord. Now, pull her up. Okay, you guys, get down.
Hey, what's the idea of that cord business?
That measures the distance from the engine to the mail car. You see why? The boys are setting up the machine gun on that flat car right opposite the mail car.
You guys sure had this planned, didn't you?
Sure we did. Now get over there to that station. Okay, Frank, I got the engine crew.
Hello, boy.
Here comes the conductor. You'll take care of him.
Don't worry, I will. Hey, Lemery, what's the idea of stopping here?
Can't you see it?
Shut up, you.
All right, conductor, up your hands. Frisky, Eddie.
Okay. Nothing on him.
Tommy, all right, boys? All set. Hey, look here. You'd better not go through with this. Why not? This is dangerous business. Well, we're prepared for it. Your old train's covered with my men. We're not taking any chances. Now you're going to help me open that mail car. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, yes, you are. Hey, listen. I'll shut up and get around in front of me here. Let me alone. You'll make a nice bulletproof vest. Now we'll wake up that mail clerk. Fire a slug into the door of that car, Eddie. Okay. Hey, what's the big idea? Drop that gun, mister. I will not. If you don't, I'll let you have it. Hey, don't shoot, Mac. You can't hit him without killing me. I'll drop that gun. There, that's better. Okay, now open up the car. Open it up. Listen, mister, we don't want to bump anybody off. But if you don't get into line, we'll have to. We got a dozen sticks of dynamite here, and we'll blow up the car and you in it unless you open up. You better open up, Mac. We ain't got a chance. Yes, you're right, Steve. All right, Eddie. Take this conductor over to the station with the other two. Okay. I'm going to get the stuff. Where's the rest of your money back? Here you are. Stuff them into one sack. Okay. Now, where's that bank stuff? What bank stuff? You know what bank stuff, that payroll shipment. I haven't any payroll shipment. Listen, do you think we'd go into this without knowing what we're doing? You're carrying the payroll to the steel mills in Pittsburgh. Now, where is it? I don't know anything about it. No? No. Then I'll find it myself. Hiding this stuff on me, huh? I'll blow your lousy train up for a trick like this. Think you can pull a fast one on me, do you? Oh, here it is. Listen, mister, if I gave you what's coming to you, I'd bump you off with that little trick. But I'll give you one more chance. Get down to the other end of the car. Oh, please don't do anything to me. I was only doing my duty. Shut up and get down there. I'll stand there for 5 minutes with your face to the wall. You stick your head out of this door, my chopper will blow it off. All right, Eddie, I got everything. Give the boys the signal. Okay, boys, scram. Help me get this back into the car.
Okay. Don't you want to tie up these guys?
Ah, let them go. By the time they get to the next station, we'll be out of the heat.
You get everything, Frank?
Everything. Good. Come on, set that tomcat in there. Get in, Eddie. Everybody here?
Yeah, all accounted for.
All right, let's go then. It is
10 minutes before the flustered train crew gets number 36 to Sedge, where the alarm is sounded. And by the time the train reaches Stockton, Postal Inspectors Austin and Chance have arrived there by plane and quickly question the hold-up victims. Engineer Lemery has the most important bit of information.
Now, Mr. Lemery, what do these men look like?
Well, it's hard to say. They all wore overalls and masks over their faces.
Say they made their escape by automobile?
Yes.
I don't suppose you were able to get the license number of the car.
Yes, I did notice it.
You did? What was it?
Let me see. 7W6549. Yeah, that's right. 7W6549.
7W6549. Call the Motor Vehicle Bureau of Sacramento right away, Austin, and see who that license is registered to.
And a half hour later, in the little town of Orland, an officer is questioning the postmistress.
Why, yes. That's my license number.
Where is your car?
Oh, I wish I knew. It was stolen last night.
Stolen? Where?
I was visiting in Oakland. I left it in a garage at Harrison and 14th Street. And about midnight...
The investigation reverses to Oakland police, who quickly visit the garage man at Harrison and 14th.
You were on duty last night? Yes, sir. Know anything about a car being stolen out there? Yes. I was alone about midnight when two men came in. One of them pulled a gun on me, and the other one started the Buick and drove it out here by the office. And the guy with the gun jumped on the running board and then drove off. What did these men look like? Well, I couldn't tell. They wore overalls and masks.
In possession of all the available immediate clues, postal inspectors hold council of war with the chief of the Oakland Police Department.
Well, Chief, that stolen car clue didn't help much, did it? No. These men were certainly careful. Their overalls and masks. Well, here's all we know. They used a stolen car which they abandoned at Euclid Avenue on Virginia Street, and they left the empty mail sack at the Clear Electric Depot. Now, where do we go from here? There's one thing you gentlemen have forgotten. What's that? Modus operandi. How do you mean? Sometimes as important as a clue. I've been checking back on previous robberies, such as the McAvoy train robbery last year, Fresno winery robbery in 1928. They were both pulled with the same systematic procedure. Several men were involved. Machine guns and sawed-off shotguns were used. Everything clicked off with rehearsed perfection. But these crimes are unsolved. Not completely. We've been working on them. We have reason to believe that they involve an ex-con by the name of Frank Smith. Did time for a bank robbery in Santa Clara back in 1909. Okay, bring Smith in and let's question him. Yeah, first we have to locate him. Hello?
Garrett speaking, Chief. Just got a report that I think you should know about.
What is it?
A chambermaid at the Los Feliz Hotel found a package containing $195 in the dresser drawer this morning.
Who's in the room?
It was registered to an E.R. Sherwood. He checked out in a hurry this morning.
Get on there right away.
Yes, sir.
$195 left in the dresser drawer at the Los Feliz Hotel. That might be part of the stuff. Let's see. They got $50,000 in bills and $3,700 in silver. $500 of that was in $50. Yeah, leave it to a crook to make a stupid mistake like that. Of course, it might not have anything to do with our case. Yeah, we'll know pretty soon. Garrett's gone down to question the hotel employees.
Now, Mr. Johnson, you say the man who occupied the room where the money was found registered as E.R. Sherwood?
That's right.
What else do you know about him?
Nothing much. He was here for 2 days this time.
You mean he stopped here before?
Oh, yes, several times.
You know anyone he associated with?
Why, yes. He's quite friendly with the Mr. and Mrs. Ellis. Frank P. Ellis, I believe their name is. They drive a blue coupe, as I remember.
Frank P. Ellis. Drive a blue coupe?
Yes.
You know where Mr. Ellis lives?
No, I don't.
What else do you know about this man?
Well, that's about all. Oh, yes. One of the bellboys ran an errand for him just as he left.
Let me talk to him.
Just a minute. What?
Yes, sir.
Harry, you ran an errand for Mr. Sherwood, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Will you tell this gentleman about it?
Well, Mr. Sherwood asked me to express a package for him. A package? What kind of a package?
Well, it was small and sort of heavy.
Small and sort of heavy. It sounds like more silver, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, it does.
Where was the package going?
To Seattle.
What address?
Let me see. I got it here somewhere in a piece of paper. Yeah, here it is. R.W. Carlton, Olive Tower Apartment, Seattle.
Well, that's fine. We'll put the police on this right away.
Seattle police investigate Mr. Carlton of the Olive Tower Apartment, only to find that he had checked out that morning just after Sherwood arrived. Meanwhile, Oakland police work on the Ellis angle of the case.
Chief, this may be a long shot, but I've got a hunch that this man Ellis who visited Sherwood at the hotel is the same fellow who pulled that post office holdup in Tracy 2 years ago. Yes? Why? Well, here's the silly part of my hunch. Both men drove a blue coupe. I'd like to backtrack on that investigation with Inspector Austin here and see where it leads us. It's okay with me. You remember the investigation of that Tracy holdup, Austin?
Yes. The license number on the getaway car was traced to a woman who had moved to Connecticut. She was completely innocent.
Was it a stolen car?
Apparently not. I always did think that they had repainted license plates from the previous year.
You remember the license on the car?
No, but I've got it over at the office.
Well, let's work backwards on that angle then.
A check with the Motor Vehicle Bureau reveals that the license number on the getaway car used in the Tracy holdup in 1928 is the same as the license issued to Ellis in 1926, at which time he gave a San Francisco address. Officers tracing him at that address gleaned the information that he has a brother-in-law living in Berkeley. Although this gentleman proves his innocence and denies knowledge of Ellis's whereabouts, officers find the wanted man's address in a notebook. Once in possession of this information, a posse is hastily assembled, and on a quiet Sunday afternoon, 9 officers representing the Oakland police, the federal government, and the sheriff's office close in on a pleasant little bungalow on an Oakland side street.
And all posted, Garrett?
Yes, around in the house.
Good. All set, Chance?
Yes.
When I get in the door, set it open, you follow me in. Stay out of sight until then, okay?
Okay.
Here it goes. I beg your pardon, ma'am. Could you tell me where the Stewarts live?
Why, I don't know. I'm not very well... Hey, get your foot out of that door.
I'm coming in.
Frank!
Quiet. One peep out of you and I'll lay you off. Come on, Chance.
Hey, listen, you can't do this. You ain't got no right to...
We're federal officers. Now shut up. Grab that gun on the table, Chance.
Hey, listen to me, you big flatfoot. This is my house. You can't break in here without a warrant.
We don't need one now. You got a license for this gun?
Why, I don't know.
All right, that's a charge for the present. Now keep quiet and don't cause us any trouble. The place is surrounded. Inspector Garrett's just come in the back way, and it isn't going to do you any good to make a squat.
Where's your husband?
I don't know.
There's someone in the bathroom here.
Keep your eyes on her, Chance. Come on, Garrett.
Yeah, must be washing his face. Probably never heard it.
Open the door. Hands up, Ellis.
What? Hey, what is this, a hijack?
No, it's an arrest. Drop that razor. Drop it, I said. Now, get out of here and get into a shirt. You're going to headquarters.
What for?
Plenty. Suspicion of robbing the United States mails to begin with.
Oh, but look here, you got the wrong guy. I'm a respectable salesman. I don't know what this is all about.
Well, if you're on the up and up, it won't take you long to clear yourself. Now get going.
Hey, Austin, this joint's an arsenal.
What do you mean?
The boys just found 3 rifles, a couple of automatics, and a flock of bulletproof vests.
Yeah? So you're a respectable salesman, eh, Ellis? What do you sell, munitions? Come on, get going.
For 3 hours, the officers remained with their prisoners in the bungalow, hoping for the arrival of other members of the gang. During this time, neither husband nor wife answers the constant interrogations of the officers. And Ellis complains of illness, confesses to being a narcotic addict, begs the officers for a shot, is refused. Finally, the prisoners are placed in separate police cars and convoyed to the postal authorities' headquarters. On the way down, Ellis apparently becomes much worse.
Oh, please, boys, please give me a shot. I can't stand this agony.
No.
Oh, listen, guys, be human, will
In
you?
the first place, if I haven't got any. In the second place, if I did, I wouldn't give you any.
I tell you, I can't stand this much longer. Every nerve in my body's screaming.
That's tough.
Oh, listen, these cuffs are cutting my wrist to beat the devil. At least take them off, will you?
We'll be at headquarters in a few minutes.
Oh, take the cuffs off, Austin. It'll be all right. The poor guy's really suffering.
Well, okay.
Oh, thanks, Inspector. Thanks a lot. Gosh, those things cut bad.
Well, here we are. Come on, Ellis, file out.
I don't know whether I can make it. I'm pretty weak.
Here, I'll give you a hand.
Easy. See, you don't know how bad I hurt. If you guys would only give me a shot.
You'll be all right. One more step now. There.
Thanks, Flatfoot.
Hey, come back here.
I'm double-crossing dirty.
Halt! Halt, or I'll fire.
Go ahead and shoot. You can't hit me. Good shot.
Austin, that dropped him.
Come on, let's make sure. He may be standing.
All right, never mind now. Never mind, folks. Now stand back, I say. Never mind.
He's dead, all right. I drilled him right through the heart.
Mrs. Ellis had already been taken into the post office when her husband was shot. Withholding the news of his death from her, officers questioned her regarding the train robbery. For 4 hours, she submits unyieldingly to the barrage of questions fired at her. Finally, in an effort to break her, Inspector Austin plays his trump card.
Mrs. Ellis, there's no sense in you holding out any longer. It's quite clear that you're trying to protect your husband. That's what you're trying to do, isn't it?
What?
Protect your husband.
Protect who?
Your husband.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Mrs. Ellis. But just for the sake of argument, we'll assume that you are trying to protect him.
Assume anything you like, you dirty baboon.
Well, he doesn't need your protection any longer because he's dead.
What? Oh, I see. A trap, huh?
No, that's a fact. He was shot trying to escape from us when we pulled up outside the building. He died immediately.
Oh, yeah? So you can't catch me that way. You must think I'm a babe in arms.
What I'm telling you is the truth.
A copper never tells the truth.
Very well, Mrs. Ellis. I'll prove it to you. Come along.
Where are you going to take me?
To the morgue.
Oh, hello, Inspector.
Hello, Doctor. Have you posted that shooting case yet?
Yeah, that's number 37.
I want to get an identification.
Right, this way. Now, here we are.
Hold on the sheet, will you please, Doc? Well, Mrs. Ellis?
I don't know that man.
Back in the post office, the questioning continues.
Well, Mrs. Ellis, what have you to say now?
Nothing.
I've shown you the proof of your husband's death.
That man's not my husband.
Who else robbed the Southern Pacific train at Noble?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't it true that your husband robbed the post office at Tracy 2 years ago?
You drove the getaway car in the train robbery at McAvoy last year.
And that Fresno winery hijacking. You and your husband pulled that, too.
Would you mind if I help myself to some water?
No, there's a cooler in the corner.
Thank you.
Grab her, Garrett. She's trying to jump out the window. Come on. Now, Mrs. Ellis, what's the idea of that?
I'd rather butt myself off than dirty myself being in the same room with you, swine.
Very well, we'll place you in a nice private cell where you can think this whole thing over for yourself. And where there are bars to keep you from jumping out of windows. Lock her up, Garrett.
With Frank Smith, alias Frank Ellis, dead, and Mrs. Ellis defiantly mute in jail, authorities begin the search for friends of the Smiths, whom neighbors inform them are known as Mr. and Mrs. York. Shown a mug book, they quickly identify York as Charles Berta, a Canadian ex-convict. Meanwhile, in Seattle, Postal Inspector Imus picks up Sherwood on the street from the description provided by Oakland officers. And then a few days later, in a small grocery store in Seattle...
Now, what does that all amount to?
Let me see. $1.35.
And, let me have a dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs, that's right. That makes $1.60.
$1.60. Let's see. That's 32 nickels, isn't it?
32 nickels. My Mr. Carter, what you been doing? You're breaking the jackpot and slot machine?
No, as a matter of fact, I've been saving nickels for a long time. Several years now.
Yeah, they do them all up, don't they?
They certainly do. There you are.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Carton. Good day.
Good day.
Yeah, saving nickels for several years. Yeah, these nickels are all bright. They ain't never been used. They're in the Goshen. They're all 1928 Buffaloes. Think I'd better call the police.
Thus, another mistake on the part of the criminals ensnares two more when Carlton and his wife are taken into custody. Mugged and printed, Carlton turns out to be Earl J. Christman, wanted in Detroit on a bunco charge. Back to Oakland swings the investigation, where finally officers locate the residence of Berta and his wife. They lose no time in visiting the apartment of the suspect.
Better try knocking, Stone. Try it again, louder.
All right. Don't break the door down.
Well, why don't you answer your bell then?
Do I have to tell that, too? What's the big idea? Who are you?
Police officers. And you're Mrs. Berta.
Wrong party. My name's York.
Okay, Mrs. York, alias Mrs. Berta. Where's your husband?
I haven't any.
Okay, have it your way. Mind if we come in?
Of course I do.
Well, we're coming just the same.
You can't come in here without a search warrant.
Here it is.
Oh. Thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep. Turn on the light, Stone. Go through the joint while I talk to Mrs. Berta.
What do you expect to find? Dead bodies?
Never can tell. Come on, Eddie. Okay. Now, Mrs. Berta.
I wish you'd use my right name.
Suppose I just call you.
Okay, if you don't add anything to it.
Okay, you. What do you know about that train robbery at Noble?
Huh? That's easy. Nothing.
Isn't it true that your husband is an ex-convict?
I haven't any husband. What other silly questions can you think of?
It might interest you to know that your husband's mug has been identified as one of the mob that held up the SP train at Noble.
Considering the fact that I have no husband, it does. Go on. This is the best laugh I've had in a month.
Maybe that's your non-existent husband now. I'll answer it.
Don't bother. I'll answer it. Hello? Oh. Well, I'm sorry. You've got the wrong number. Gee, the telephone service is simply awful in this town.
Yeah.
Can you beat that? Another one I got. Hello?
Hey, what's wrong up there?
You've got the wrong number.
Hey, Soon, go on with me. I heard a guy's voice on the other end. Eddie, you stay here and watch Mrs. Berta.
What do you mean you heard a guy's voice?
A guy said, hey, what's wrong up there? My hunch is that it's Berta. He saw all the lights on and got suspicious. I'll bet he's down at the corner drugstore telephoning. Yeah, there's a guy who answers his description, standing across the street in front of the drugstore.
Yeah, he's seen us. He's walking away.
Come on, let's try to catch up with him.
Yeah, he's wise. He's running.
Let's go. Get out your gun.
All right.
Hey, you, stop. Halt. Tackling Stone.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Quiet, you.
Help, police. I'm being robbed.
What's going on here? All right, Sergeant. We're officers. Give us a hand.
Oh, very well, Inspector. Come on, you. Quiet down.
Yeah?
I got a little surprise for you guys.
Is that so? Well, there's one for you. Take that gun off him, Stone. Call the ambulance, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
I guess that'll teach you to pull a rod on a policeman.
It was 3 months before Berta recovered from his bullet wound, and during this time, postal inspectors and Oakland officers amassed a tremendous pile of evidence and array of witnesses. In July of 1931, Mrs. Smith and Sherwood went on trial, were found guilty and sentenced to 25 years apiece. When he had recovered from his wounds, Berta also received a 25-year sentence. Christman, who had been returned to Michigan and sentenced on the bunco charge, had been brought back to testify on the trial, and on his return to the Michigan penitentiary, escaped from the officers in El Paso and is still a fugitive. The fourth member of the gang, James Sargent, was captured 2 years later and sentenced to his 25 years. And authorities are still looking for bandit number 5, whose identity the trial never brought out. Modern police activities are so efficient that very few lawbreakers escape paying the penalty for their crimes. Rio Grande cracked gasoline is proud of the prominent part it plays in the capture of thousands of criminals. Today, police cars make greater speeds and have greater power than ever before, because Rio Grande's exclusive cracking process creates a gasoline that gets the maximum power from modern motors. Police officials of leading western cities prefer Rio Grande cracked, specify it more than any other brand. Why don't you try the same gasoline your police use and get police car performance in your own car? Every month, 375,000 people go into Rio Grande cracked gasoline service stations and ask for a free copy of the Calling All Cars News. Get your copy of this interesting publication. Read the true stories of crime to be dramatized on this month's Calling All Cars broadcast.
Calling all cars, attention all cars. Cancellation broadcast 84 regarding a train robbery. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all.
Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
From 90 years ago today, originally broadcast July 2nd, 1935, Calling All Cars here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Here's some of what's coming up ahead here on Classic Radio Theater. On our Thursday show, we'll have Broadway is My Beat, starring Larry Thor from 1950, The Green Llama from 1949, also Box 13 starring Alan Ladd, and The Challenge of the Yukon. On Friday, The Adventures of Sam Spade, The Lives of Harry Lime, Murder by Experts, and The Skulking Permit, an episode of X-1. We'll get to Westerns on Saturday and drama. We'll have two Westerns, Gunsmoke from 1954, Gun Will Travel from 1959, a 1953 episode of Escape, A Source of Imitation, and 2000 Plus, science fiction from 1950, A Veteran Comes Home from a Space War. On Sunday, more crime with Barry Craig, Confidential Investigator from 1954. The summer replacement series for Suspense from 1950, Somebody Knows, where $5,000 was offered for bringing a criminal to justice in the Gladys Kern murder. Also, Joel McRae in Tales of the Texas Rangers from 1952, The Boomerang, and a 1958 episode of Suspense, Rub Down and Out. On Monday, Rogues Gallery, starring Dick Powell from 1946, The Cabin on the Lake, Candy Matson from 1949, The Cable Car Murder, Did Justice Triumph from 1947, Poison for Profit, and an episode of Escape, The Man Who Would Be King from 1947. On Tuesday, George Burns and Gracie Allen, an episode of Breakfast in Hollywood, a daytime program from 1947, starring Tom Brenneman, The FBI in Peace and War from 1956, Cross Country, and a 1962 episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. Wednesday, 1955 episode of Romance, The Last Summer's Love, Jeff Regan, Investigator from 1950, She Eats Soybeans. Also, Dana Andrews, I Was a Communist for the FBI, and The Dangerous Dollars, and a 1936 episode of Calling All Cars, The Crimson Riddle. That's what's coming up the week ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up next, though, Dana Andrews, I Was a Communist for the FBI.
Hello, this is Dennis James. Here is Leo A. Hoig, Director of the Office of Civil and Defense Mobilization, who has a message for you about the importance of a home shelter for protection against radioactive fallout.
After nuclear attack, radioactive fallout could be a threat to every living thing. Tests have shown that the best protection against fallout is an underground shelter covered by at least 3 feet of earth. A basement shelter also affords good protection by closing off windows, exterior entrances, and banking exposed walls. In homes without basements, first floor areas with the least exterior exposure, such as a bathroom, utility room, or hallway, should be selected. My own shelter costs $212. It's cheap insurance for the protection of my greatest treasure, my family.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues now. Dana Andrews in I Was a Communist for the FBI, 73 years ago, July 2nd, 1952, Where the Red Men Roam.
I was a communist for the FBI. Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. Many of the incidents in the story you are about to hear are based on the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Cvetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Cvetic. I was in it for 9 long years, a member of the party. I lived with communists, worked with them, watched them. I learned their methods, their tricks, their plans, and their weaknesses. This is my story, the story of my life as a communist for the FBI.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, undercover man. Now, here is Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, undercover man. This story from the confidential file is marked Where the Red Men Roamed.
It's a brilliant morning with 21-carat sunshine and the air diamond bright, but I'm seething. All morning I've been pushing doorbells, getting housewives to sign commie-inspired peace petitions. Yesterday, I picketed an aircraft factory. The day before that, I dated a secretary to a War Department official. Object, sedition. And the day before that, I solicited ads for the Workers' Daily, and the day before that, never mind. All I know is that I'm suddenly sick of it all. Work, the party, discipline, the revolution. Until you drop in your tracks, Cvetic. Until you wind up in the booby hatch, boob. Finally, I'm off duty, and I go to a phone booth to check out with Comrade Selinsky, the former MVD agent, now my cell chief and my chief beef in the local Red setup.
Yes?
Comrade Cvetic reporting and going off duty, Comrade Selinsky.
Come down to headquarters at once.
But I'm supposed to be off for once.
I want to talk to you.
Well, talk to me now.
At headquarters, Comrade Cvetic.
Look, I've had one lousy tough week, and I have a right
At headquarters, Comrade.
Well, I haven't eaten. I'll get down when I can.
Now.
When I've had some lunch. And not before. And maybe not even then. You wanted to talk to me, Comrade Selinsky?
That was hours ago.
No, I hadn't had breakfast or lunch. I've been on the hoof all week.
Hours ago, Comrade Cvetic.
Well, I must have dropped off to sleep after lunch.
You dropped off to sleep?
I'm very sorry.
Where did you drop off to sleep?
Well, not on a park bench, that's for sure.
Not at home, certainly. I called your home.
Oh?
You were not there.
Well, as you know, Comrade, I'm not very welcome at home. Mother and Dad feel I've disgraced the family, turning communist. So I only go home to sleep at night.
We searched all over for you.
I took a room in a hotel. I was beat, I tell you. Yeah, I'm tired.
Perhaps I can arrange a holiday for you.
What sort of holiday?
You know Jacques Sandoz, the pianist, of course.
I know his work.
He is working for us now.
I know that, too.
His last concert was picketed by capitalist hirelings.
I certainly think he was asking for it.
So? Ah.
The man makes a fortune in America, and when the orchestra struck up the national anthem in Detroit, Sandoz sits at his piano noodling at something.
Whose national anthem?
The Star-Spangled Banner, of course.
Of course.
Look, Selinsky, we're operating in America. When in Rome, common self-interest dictates that we do as the Romans do.
When in Rome, comrade, listen only to Caesar.
Okay, I'm listening.
Tomorrow night, Sandoz plays before a crowd of 3,000 at Hiawatha Dells. We expect violence.
Why?
Because we are planning violence.
That figures.
We will instigate a riot and blame reactionary anti-foreign elements in the crowd. By such devices, we win the foreign element in cities to our side.
What's my part in all this? What about my holiday?
As his last encore, Sandoz will play Chopin's Revolutionary Etude. This will be the signal for some of our comrades posing as reactionaries to start a riot.
I see.
You will see that members of your cell are dispersed in the audience, prepared for action.
That's my big holiday?
You need not stay to the end. Slip away when the fighting begins.
Let the peasants do the dirty work.
Candidly, you're too useful a man to risk in mob fighting. And you will enjoy the concert, I know. Now, how many tickets do you wish to buy for the concert?
You mean I have to pay my way into this armed rhubarb?
It all helps the party treasury. How many?
How much?
$1.80.
One.
Better make it two, Comrade Cvetic.
All I need is one.
That will be $3.60, thank you.
I'm burning. A holiday. The day and the evening off, and all I have to do is lead the fighting blood in my cell into battle at Hiawatha Dells. I wonder if the folks at home might have spilled something to Selinsky to make him honor me with this crummy assignment on my one day off in months. I find a pay station and dial home.
Hello?
Hello, Mom.
Oh, Marty.
Mom, I got a call from a man this afternoon. Did you answer the phone?
No, Marty. But Tip, he talked to him. How are you, son?
I'm all right. I'm tired, but okay. Can I talk to Tip, please?
You don't ask about Papa?
How is Dad?
Oh, not so good. I tell him you ask. Oh, here is Tip.
Yeah?
How are you, Tip? How's the Navy?
Fine. How's yours?
Tip, a guy phoned for me this afternoon.
Yeah. He had a deep red voice, sort of maroon. So?
Did you tell him anything about me?
I just told him you weren't here. Did he give you my message?
No. No, he didn't give me a message.
I told the comrade, clear as day, to have you call me when he located you.
He never said a word to me.
Real chum, the comrade.
Yeah. What did you want?
It isn't my idea. Mom wanted it. She wants us to go on a picnic tomorrow and wanted you to come along.
Me?
It wasn't my idea, believe me.
I'd sure like that, but I'll call you back this evening. And thanks, Tip.
It was Mom's idea.
Sure, but thanks anyhow, Navy. Let me see. What's that new FBI number to call? Oh.
Are you serious, Matt? Did you drag me away from adult FBI business to bench sit with you in the park and talk about picnics? I'm going back to the office.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, will you?
Anyhow, I thought your family was cold on you.
Well, that's just it. They think I'm a red and I've lost them. And then all at once they asked me to go on a picnic with them. And Chief, I've got to.
Yeah, but you've got to go to the Sandoz concert, too.
Go to the Sandoz concert, picket, get signatures, report to the FBI, get recruits for the party, scrape and bar Selinsky. Selinsky. Work myself ragged for him, and he can't give me a simple message that might mean an awful lot to me.
The picnic, you mean?
The picnic, I mean. Look, I want to know. Can I go to that picnic with Mom and Tip? It sounds like, can I have a nickel for the movies years ago when I was a kid? I can't help it.
Look, could you persuade your folks to hold the picnic near Hiawatha Dells?
Say, that may be something.
Then you'd be close enough to slip away to the concert and do your job for the commies, too.
Sure.
Fixed?
Yeah, they'll go for that. They'll buy that, I know. Because Mom wants me along so much. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, Marty, sure. I write it down.
Hiawatha Dells. It's a beautiful place. Used to be an Onondaga Indian village. You'll like it.
I write it down.
I'll be at the house at noon, okay?
Yeah. I pack good things, Matt.
No cares, no worries. Just us, the Cvetics, huh?
Yeah, son. I buy you red balloon again.
No, Mom. Anything but red.
I forget something.
What?
Fremont 2311.
What about it?
A girl call you. She say call Fremont 2311.
A girl?
Fremont 2311.
Okay. I'll call her. I'll see you at noon tomorrow. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, sir.
Hmm. Three, one.
Hello?
Is this Fremont 2311?
Oh, Mr. Cvetic?
I was told to call this number.
Oh, yes, that was me. Or I. Anyway, Tanya. I'm Tanya.
Do I know it, Tanya?
I was wondering if you could stop by tomorrow and pick me up. I'll be all ready.
Pick you up? What for?
Take me on a picnic with you.
Picnic? Hey, listen, who are you?
I'm Tanya Joseph. You're taking me to the picnic tomorrow.
I don't know why I should, and I don't think I will. Why should I? Hello?
I thought that in the party you don't ask questions, Mr. Cvetic.
I'll pick you up a little before noon.
412 Forest Drive. See you then.
See you then. I might have known it. Selinsky, a former MVD man, knowing all the infernal tricks of the Russian secret police. Watching me always now. Policing me with a girl named Tanya. They were all over. The watchers. Finding out. Knowing. Reporting. Punishing. There's no escape. No escape ever.
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Cvetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
The apartment where Tanya Joseph lives is one of the better apartments in one of the better neighborhoods. I wonder if Miss Tanya Joseph figures on comparable diggings comes the revolution. Then Miss T. Joseph opens the door, and I receive a non-proletarian jolt. Miss Joseph's is a looker.
Oh, right on time. Do come in.
Said the spider to the fly.
Pardon?
Nothing. Practicing my mumbling is all.
Most spiders are harmless, even useful.
Then you did hear.
Aren't they?
Some of them are black widows. But it takes all kinds, doesn't it?
I hate black, and I'm going to marry a man younger than I am, so I won't be a widow. Shall I wear a coat?
It's going to be chilly, but a coat won't help any.
Maybe you'll help break the ice with your family. Is that what you mean, the family?
I'm part of the chill.
You'll tell me more about your folks in the drive over, won't you?
I'll tell you all about them right now. They don't like communists.
Not even you?
Especially not even me.
Well, do I have to be a communist?
Ask yourself that, not me.
I mean to them. Can't I just be a girl you know?
That might keep things on a pleasanter basis at that. Okay, you're a girl I know. Not partial to black.
Or red.
Good. Let's go. Mother, this is Miss Tanya Joseph.
I'm happy. And I'm very happy to know you, Matt's mother.
It's my younger brother, Tip.
Oh, not so much younger.
I live right, and he doesn't. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's feeling pretty good, but he'd rather stay home today.
Oh, can't I see him before we go?
Oh, sure. He's nothing contagious. He likes pretty young girls like you.
Hey, something's cooking.
I make something for Papa.
Pachenka. I smell Pachenka.
Oh, you hear, boys? She knows from Pachenka.
She's lived then.
Oh, you come to dinner sometime. I make you Pachenka. Look, Papa. Look what I bring you for dessert. First.
Off to a fair start, anyhow.
It'll work, Tip. We'll have fun. You'll see.
Quite a gal there. When did you meet up with that?
Let's not be disrespectful, younger brother.
She's got, what, 2 years on me?
2 years is 2 years.
Where'd you meet her?
Why?
Can't I ask?
You can ask.
Why so mysterious? Does she know you're a Red?
I never told her.
Is she?
If she's a Red, she never told me.
That's good enough for me. It'll have to be.
Tip, don't get interested in this girl, please.
You're not serious about her, are you?
No.
Well, then what's the beef?
Well, for one thing...
Shoot.
She's older than you are.
That may be. But I've lived.
It was nice, the picnic. This was home and love and family. This was America and the sweet remembrance of things past. And I knew that I loved it and Mom and Tip and Dad as much as I hated being a communist. Even for the FBI. I had enough. I wanted out.
Matt, come on,
The old oaken bucket, the iron-bound bucket, the moss-covered bucket that hung in the well.
Hey, wait a minute. Listen to this one. The old family toothbrush, the Bolshevik toothbrush, the communist toothbrush that hung on the wall.
Here, here! The old family toothbrush, the Bolshevik toothbrush, the communist toothbrush that hung on the wall.
Good evening, friends!
It was fun. I loved it. Mom and Tip probably thought I was being a good sport about it, not to upset Tanya, who wasn't supposed to know I was a Red. But I knew something, and knew it surely. I didn't want to be a communist anymore, for the FBI or anyone else. I wanted out. Twilight. I sat alone on the river bluff, thinking, planning escape. How?
Matt,
What? Oh,
I've been searching for you.
I've been here.
Oh, it's a lovely evening.
It's been a wonderful day.
Wonderful.
But it's the life our philosophy sneers at. It's bourgeois and hokey.
And you love it.
I never realized how much I missed it.
Only you mustn't think or talk that way.
That's why they sent you, isn't it? To see that I didn't fall for the old hokum bucket. Peace and simplicity and sentiment. To police me.
Yes.
I know the technique. I'm lucky. Other backsliders are invited to Moscow to get a refresher course on communism, and they never come back. I'm lucky.
I shouldn't say this. I'm sorry for you.
I shouldn't say this to you. But I'm not going to the Hiawatha Bowl tonight.
They might miss you at the concert.
They might not, in that crowd. Unless somebody warns them I'll be playing hooky.
Somebody.
Tanya! Tanya!
Oh, here, Tip, with Matt.
And Tip isn't red bait, I warn you.
Hi, Matt. Tanya, would you help Mom pack up the stuff, or she'll never be ready in time for the concert?
What concert?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Jacques Sandoz is playing at the bowl, and Tip said he'd take me.
All of you. You're all my guests tonight.
Fine.
Well, I'll help your mother with the picnic baskets now.
Tip, there might be trouble at that concert tonight.
Well, Tanya wanted to hear Sandoz.
You're getting too interested in that girl.
Except she isn't that girl.
It's been a good day, Tip. A nice day for all of us. It may never be this way again. I don't want to spoil... Brace yourself, Tip. I've got news for you. Tanya Joseph is a communist.
Like you said, Matt, it's been a great day. Like old times. We don't want to spoil it.
No.
When a commie wants to smear anybody, you call him a commie. Or her.
Let's not spoil it, Tip.
Then let's all finish the day right and finish it together, huh?
I'll go to the concert with you, Tip. Okay. The girl wins.
Getting late.
Yeah. Later than you think. The big Hiawatha Dell Bowl was packed, and packed with dynamite. I kept watching Mom, enjoying every second of it, wondering, how much longer does she have on Earth? I'm in a long, hard fight, and she might go before she learns that her Mattie was really on the right side all the time. How much longer? And then the last encore. I watched Tip and Tanya. Tip's face is puzzled.
What's that he's playing now, Tommy?
Revolutionary Etude.
What's the idea? This Sandoz bum is the guy who stayed set when the national anthem was being played once.
Take it easy, Tip.
Don't tell me he's playing that revolutionary etude just by accident.
It's a classic, Tip.
Plenty of other classics. Why just that? He's a jumping red and everybody knows it.
All right.
It isn't all right. I like my propaganda music above board, like so.
Tip.
Sit down.
Bolshevik toothbrush, the communist toothbrush, the old family toothbrush that hung on the wall. First we used toothpaste, and then we used powder, and then we used tar soap, but now we use lye. No! You dirty red!
It happens in an instant. The bottle flying over the heads of the crowd and hitting Tip square in the mouth. Tip staggering back, spitting blood, and then sailing into a guy who tries to swing brass knuckles on him. The whole crowd surging and muttering like an angry tide. Fists flying, brickbats, clubs, blackjacks coming out of concealment, and the Battle of the Bowl is on. But not the way the commies wanted it. Reporting.
Couldn't allow you to come down to regular FBI headquarters, Matt. You understand that. How are you?
Bruised.
Head bloody but unbowed? Excuse me. Have Jerry come in, will you? Thanks. I have a confession to make to you, Matt.
Anything you say will definitely be used against you.
And I'll deserve it, too. But, Matt, I knew you had to go on that picnic, but I also knew the deep emotional and sentimental effect a fine day with your family might have on you. I couldn't risk your blurting out the truth to your folks. You were working for the FBI. So, I sent somebody to guard against that. Matt, this is Geraldine.
Hello, Matt.
Tanya.
Or Geraldine, or Norma, or K124. Or just somebody.
One of our best FBI girls, Matt, and definitely our best looking.
I had to do it, Matt. Line of duty.
I thought Zelensky wished you on me.
We wanted and expected you to think that.
Okay, Matt?
Okay, great.
Only we mustn't see each other again.
Great.
Good work, Matt.
Goodbye, Matt.
Yeah.
You won't crack now, will you?
Not for a while, anyway.
Maybe when it's all over, Matt.
So long. Somebody? That's how it is. It's always goodbye. Goodbye to peace and picnics, family and sentiment. Goodbye to katydids whirring in the summer haze and whippoorwills in the dusk. Goodbye to sentiment, the old oaken bucket.
Maybe when it's all over, Matt.
Yeah, maybe. But I chose it this way. I'm a communist for the FBI. I walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews with a word about the stories you hear on these programs. Many of them, like the one you've just heard, are founded in fact, but with essential details disguised or modified to protect innocent persons. Next week, another exciting story based on incidents in the 9 long years that Matt Cvetic spent as an undercover man for the FBI. Be with us then, won't you?
73 years ago, July 2nd, 1952, I was a communist for the FBI here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream to support the podcast. Up next, the mean streets of Culber City, California are covered on the Night Watch.
How much time do we have? Minutes, days, months, years? We don't know. But this we do know. Civil defense is everybody's business. It's a big job getting civil defense organized to operate efficiently. But then atomic attack is disaster on a big scale. We can and must get the job done if we are to survive. Just imagine if only one atom bomb were to be dropped on an American city. Say it's your city. Thousands of persons would be killed instantly. Many would be trapped or buried in wreckage. Streets would be blocked by rubble. Great fires would start, dozens of fires in a matter of minutes in many places at once. Then, too, a large part of the city's food supply might be knocked out. The water supply might be cut off. Normal communications might stop. Certainly transportation would. How much time do we have to prepare? We don't know. But this we do know. Civil defense is everybody's business. It's your business.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we take you back for radio's version of Cops. You know, Cops was innovative because it took cameras on the streets and followed police, so you knew what law enforcement was doing. Well, back in 1954, CBS did Night Watch, a program which went on the road with cops, with Don Reed as the reporter. This goes back 71 years, July 2nd, 1954. And let's get to the Night Watch.
Six in service, starting mileage 27665, 27665. Officers Perkins and Johnson. Check 609 p.m. Starting night watch.
This is Don Reed. I'm a police recorder. You're riding in the back seat of car 56, a detective unit just reporting in service on the night watch. You're going along with us tonight. Just where? Your guess is as good as mine. However, remember, the people you hear are not actors. This is it. This is real. This is Night Watch.
Night Watch, the actual on-the-scene report of your police force in action. Every voice, every sound is authentic. The investigations are recorded as they actually occur. Night Watch, presented with the cooperation of the Police Department of Culber City, California, W.N. Hildebrand, Chief. We switch you now to car 56 on patrol and your police recorder, Don Reed.
Control 1 to 56. Your location?
56 to 1. We're southbound on Jefferson, approaching Raymond Boulevard.
1 to 56, in front of 1085 Parker Drive. That's 1085 Parker Drive. A 214 now in progress. Advise if you need further assistance. Code 3.
56 to 1, 10-4.
Taking off in response to that call. A 214 in progress means there's a fight going on at that location. Now we've kicked on our siren to move the traffic over to allow us to get there as soon as possible. We're rolling code 3. That's red light and siren. As you can well imagine, in a deal like this, every second counts. As I look ahead, watching that siren clear a path for us, I can't help but remember what a veteran detective told me the other day. He said something about chasing a hold-up suspect with a gun never bothered him, but running code 3 scared him to death. When I look ahead, I can well appreciate his point of view. There's the sergeant really giving the treatment down to that siren. We'll be there in just a matter of seconds. Should be on the next corner. Yes, apparently that's it. Several people running from the cafe on the corner, riding into a stop. There's a fight going on, but our view is blocked for the most part by a milling crowd. Sergeant's out of the car and waiting in, so let's get going over there. Out of the car. Okay, here's the picture. Man down in the street. A woman is on top of him, beating him over the head with the heel of her shoe. Another police unit's rolled in. Officer Ross is giving us a hand to escort her to the police car. She's putting up a struggle, and it's necessary to handcuff the prisoner.
Daddy, kill me! Daddy, kill me! Dad!
You get in the police car here.
I will. I'll be glad to, but I want to kill him. I'm going to kill myself because I got nothing to live for. You understand that? Photographers. I read it all the time. Photographers. Take that picture. Wait a minute. Give me my purse.
Get your purse, buddy. Put your foot out of the way here.
All right, we have the subject under control now. Let's check out the victim. Has he got a pulse?
Yes, he's got a pulse. It's pretty fast right now. He's breathing all right. We're waiting. The ambulance comes in now. It's on its way.
I see. Apparently he was pretty badly beaten up. Well, that woman over in the car is certainly letting loose a barrage here, isn't she?
Sure is.
What'd you say, lady? Well, the sergeant's going over to check on a witness. Let's go back to the car where the prisoner is being held for a moment.
Honey, don't bring my glasses. I know.
Use your glasses? You want me to take your glasses
Will
off?
you take them for me?
Sure, will.
Please do.
All right.
And
Yes,
how
ma'am.
my husband is so... Right. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I like about you. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll take
My
care of your
husband.
glasses.
It was
Yes, ma'am.
snaky.
Excuse me just a moment, ma'am.
All right.
Find out what happened now.
Well, we worked over here, and we just looked across the street, heard all this argument, and the lady and another guy were there, and this guy was probably had an argument. I don't know if it's his wife or not, but anyhow, the next thing you know, she tried to get in and slug him. He pushed her away. He didn't hit her.
That's the fellow on the ground?
Yeah, he just pushed her, and she fell on her. She's loaded.
Excuse me, that woman's out again. Speed out of the way so I can close your door.
Well, here we go again. The prisoner is out of the car, and the sergeant, however, has her under control. Once again, is putting her in the back seat of the car.
What happened here tonight?
Well, I come here and I wanted to drink, and we had several drinks, and I ran into a fellow I knew, and then he got mad, and we had a couple more drinks and stuff, and that's what happened, that's all. That's what happened.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
I had 4 eyeballs.
How come you were hitting this fellow with your shoe?
I see, he hit my husband, that's why.
Well, what were you doing out with him?
I still love my husband. He was sitting in the bar, and he was talking to us, and I was sitting with him. And then I said, I love my husband. I said, I love him, but he don't.
Well, if you love your husband, how come you were out with another man?
I wasn't out with another man. Don't give me that. I went out with him tonight.
How did you get into a fight with this fellow over here in the...
Because he was in the bar room sitting here, and he come up and asked me to dance, and I was in here, and I danced with him, and then that's all. I don't know.
Well, how did
and
the fight
this
start?
girlfriend...
How did the fight start?
Well, then this guy come over and he says, do you mind if I dance with your wife? And then the fight started, and that's the way it happened. And then I came aside, and that was it.
Oh, you calm down. You just wait.
Love him.
How much have you had to drink
I
tonight?
still love him. I had 5 eyeballs, but I don't care who knows it. I don't care who knows
You just relax, and sit back in the car here now. You
it. I don't know what trouble is. I don't know what trouble is. It's officers. They don't know what trouble is. I'm going through it.
Well, we can't have this kind of trouble.
Oh, they don't know what I'm going through it. They don't know it. They don't know it.
Look, Bill, take this prisoner on into the station, will you? Let's get her off the street. We're just attracting a crowd here.
Okay. Well, walking out here in the middle of the street where Sergeant Perkins is directing traffic, and off in the distance you probably can hear an ambulance rolling in. So, briefly, this is our situation. The woman assailant has been placed in another police unit and is now en route to the station. And in just a matter of moments, we'll have medical aid for the victim lying here on the sidewalk. Now, the siren is coming in pretty loud right now. I just can't talk anymore, so let's just let her roll right on in.
This man's been beaten over the head with a shoe. He's probably got a concussion. Better take him right over to the emergency hospital, and the motor officer will follow you over, see everything's okay.
Wow. Well, Sergeant, that was some hassle, huh?
Yeah, this case has a new twist to it.
What do you mean by that?
Remember she was screaming that the reason she was beating this fellow over the head is she was trying to protect her husband?
Yeah. I think everybody for 3 blocks around heard that.
Well, she made one mistake. The man she was beating over the head was her husband.
You are listening to Night Watch and following a detective unit on its tour of duty. Every voice, every sound is authentic. The investigations are recorded as they actually occur. We'll bring you the final results of tonight's cases at the conclusion of The Night Watch. We take you now back to car 56, somewhere in the field, and police recorder Don Reed.
5256, your location.
5652, we're at Venice and Overland.
So will you meet us at Culber and Overland?
5610-4.
We're just pulling up to Unit 52, waiting for us. Officers Cameron and Good. Let's check this out.
What have you got, Good?
Tonight, a few minutes ago, we got word from a fellow down at the filling station that one of his customers had come in there tonight and that he was packing a 38 Special. The fellow said he had a strap to the steering column. He was pretty well under the influence.
Been drinking pretty heavy, huh?
Yes.
What kind of car did he have?
He had a 1950 Ford two-door, two-tone in color, dark top and tan body.
Did anybody get a license number on the car at all?
No license.
Which way did the car go?
I believe he said he went eastbound on Washington Boulevard at the time.
Okay. Well, we'll go up there right away and talk to the fellow and see if we can't pick the car up. This gun is strapped to the steering column of the car?
Yes, he's got it in a holster, and the holster itself is strapped to the column.
Which gas station is it?
It's the one down on Main and Stanley.
Main and Stanley? Okay, we'll go right over there.
Actually, the gas station's right here in the next block. Just up a few hundred yards. Matter of fact, I can see it right now. On the right-hand side, small, couple of gas pumps, grease rack. Swinging into the drive. Just one attendant, I guess. White uniform. I'll check that. It used to be a white uniform. Let's get the window down.
Are you the one that gave the uniform officers that information? What was the deal on it?
Well, he had a 38 pearl handle. I'd say a swing cylinder, what it was. And he had a tie drill on his steering post. It's big 54 Victoria, two-tone, Arkansas plate. Slender guy, weighed about 155, 60 pounds, and a little boy with him. But carrying a gun like that loaded and drinking wine don't add up.
No, it doesn't.
There's been too many holdups, I think. I don't know. But now he's headed in this direction with the boy. He had a bottle of wine laying in the seat. He went to the restroom. I said, "What's that laying in the seat, sonny?" He said, "That's Daddy's cough medicine."
How old's the boy?
The little boy's about, I'd say 5, maybe.
If you see him around, why, give me a call, will you?
Sure will.
Thanks very much.
Okay, yeah.
Good night.
52 to 56. Can you read us?
5-6, go ahead.
52 to 56. I think we've located the party's car in the case you're working on. Location 2900 Farley, 2900 Farley, in the bar's parking lot. It's just across the line in Santa Monica. You might check it out.
Roger, 5-2. We'll roll right down there.
This should be, that should be the cafe, possibly right over there where he is.
Wait a minute to take a look on it.
Yeah.
There's the car.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Two-tone job.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Well, we'll go down the side so we can stake out on it.
Yeah.
He comes back in the car.
What if he's got the kid in the car? I can't see.
Couldn't see. He's probably got it inside that bar.
I suppose you take the kid in the bar with him, do you?
I don't know. Any guy who carries a gun's likely to do anything.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, let's pull around here. Stake out.
We get up close enough for... no, I guess we won't get close enough to see if there's anybody in the car.
Keep where he can't see us, where we can see the car.
Yeah.
5-6 to 1. Can you read us?
Control 1 to 56.
5-6 to 1. We're at 2900 Farley on stakeout in Santa Monica. Would you advise the Santa Monica police that we have the suspect under observation, and he may be armed, and we don't want to try to take him inside. So when he comes out, we may need a Santa Monica unit to assist us in stopping him.
Control 1 to 56. We'll notify.
Might as well sit back and relax. 5-6 to control and requesting a time check.
Control 1 to 56. 1:45 a.m. KMA 394.
5-6, 10-4.
That's him coming out now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's getting in the car.
Yeah.
Got the little boy with him.
Yeah, can you imagine it? This time of night?
Kid's in the car.
Yeah. Well, according to all calculations, he should flip a U-turn right about here.
He should.
If he's going in our direction, I hope he does. Let's see what happens. There he goes. Well, he didn't flip the U. He went straight ahead. Well, we'll pick up the tail as soon as we get in the proper position. We'll get this car stopped when we get some uniform officers to join up with us so that we can shake this car down, determine if the gun is still in there. So hold on. We'll tail him out. I've got my eye on him. He's just a couple hundred yards ahead. Still got the little boy with him. I can see him bouncing around on the front seat.
Let's get in behind him and pull him over. 5-6 to 1. We have a Santa Monica unit meet us at Ocean near 18th Street. We're stopping that car now.
Control 1 to 56. Will do.
On our red light, the suspect is moving his car over the curb. Stopping. Getting out of the car. Watching the suspect. Sergeant Perkins up identifying himself as a police officer. Let's move in.
You are?
Yes, sir.
So what?
What do you mean, so what? This your car, sir?
Yes, sir.
You the driver of the car?
No, I've been driving this
car. Belong to you?
It belongs to me, yes, sir.
Stand right over there, please.
Suspect unsteady on his feet. Let's look in the car. Over in the corner. Little boy, 4 or 5 years. No jacket. Watching every move. Is that a gun in the...
It's a holster.
Holster?
Where's the gun you had?
I have 2 or 3.
You had one tonight.
Yes.
Stand on. Sorry.
Yes, I do. How come you searching me?
Because we had a complaint that you had a gun in the car. You had it earlier tonight.
Who are you?
I told you, I'm a police officer.
A police officer from where?
City of Culber City.
Oh, you are?
Yes, sir.
Badges and identification around. Flashlight. Suspect studying credentials.
You're a sergeant.
That's right.
Oh. Well, that's fine. I'm a sergeant, too.
Where?
Well, I'm a sergeant where you've never been, I guess. You've probably never been where I've been.
Well, maybe not.
No, sir. I guess you've never been there.
Is that your little boy that's with you tonight?
Yes, sir.
How come you take him into all these bars?
Because there's no law against it, is there?
On your condition?
He's with me. He's with his father.
Mm-hmm. Santa Monica officers are coming in, Sergeant. We've been tailing this guy. He pulled into a gas station in Culber City. We got a call from the gas station there, and he had a gun strapped in the car there alongside of the steering column.
Yeah.
Just beginning to shake the car down. There is a holster there, but there's no gun. This fellow at the gas station said about 10:30 or so tonight why he pulled in the gas station. Back to the suspect's car. Has the little boy by the hand. Youngster, very nervous. Can't quite make out what's going on.
Well,
if you'll just stand right back in front of the police car there. Back a little bit farther. Hi, fella. You're up kind of late, aren't you? Little fella looks pretty sleepy, doesn't he?
Butch. You want to go home? Yeah.
How old are you, son?
4 years.
Oh. 4 years old? Little fella by asleep.
Time to call home.
Look, let's...
My wife will be throwing a fit.
Wait a minute. Let's get something straight. You're under arrest right now. Now, let's get the boy and get in the car and go with us. You want to lock the car? Fine. If not, we'll impound it. Now, what do you want? You want to lock it up?
I have your choice.
Well, let's lock it up. Let's go.
Okay, fella. Butch.
Come on. Come on, Sonny.
I'll have to have my boy go with you, sir.
No gun. No, he's getting rid of it somewhere. We'll take him in and hook him on drunk and contributing as long as he's got the kid with him. Let the day detectives check out the gun angle. Yeah. Prisoner up front, handcuffed. We're in the back with the little boy. He's wide awake, holding onto my arm. Now, let's get back to police headquarters. Why do you carry a gun?
I shot a couple of foxes. Back home in Arkansas. I carried my gun with me all the time because we have foxes and they're rabid. They're rabid. They're carrying germs, disease, and they bite the stock. I don't know what's the matter with you.
Just relax. Just relax. 5-6 in with one. Booking door, please.
Control 1 to 5-6. Clear for booking. KMA 394.
We're located now at the booking desk here at headquarters. It's now 3:15 a.m. And we've just finished booking the prisoner. How you feel, Butchie?
All right. That's wonderful. What is your name, sir?
My name is Perkins.
Perkins?
That's right.
This is Sergeant Perkins over here, Butch. He's going to take you home.
Let's go. Stay right here, Butch. Stay right here, little fella. Back in a moment. Heading into the cell block for the prisoner. Jailer's opening the door for us. Prisoners placed in the cell. Secure.
Butch. Good night, Butch. Bye-bye, Butch.
Unlock.
Good night, Butch.
Through the door. Back out the booking desk again.
Come on, son. Okay.
Well, let's take the little fellow home to his mother.
Right there? Uh-huh. Okay, let's go in and see if we can find Mommy.
Up the walk. Small house, surrounded by trees. It's very dark. Door's always wide open.
Can we talk to you a minute, please? Police officers.
Unusual. Door wide open.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently the wife's asleep in bed. I'll be darned. Look, little puppy.
Yeah, cute little guy. I'm Sergeant Perkins from the police department.
Yes.
We have your husband up at the police station.
Yes.
Do you know where he's been all night?
No, I don't. With my boy, I've just been...
Well, he's been in a bar from about 11 o'clock on. He's had the boy with him. 2:15, he finally came out of the bar with the boy. We felt it a little bit unusual the boy be up this time of night.
Well, yes, of course it is. He was supposed to go to a friend's house and come right back. Early this evening.
Does your husband have a revolver?
Yes, but he doesn't have it with him, does he?
Well, we've have your husband down at the station, and he's booked on suspicion of armed robbery under the circumstances, and also he's booked on contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So you can check with the detectives tomorrow during the day, and they can tell you what the disposition is going to be. He's been drinking pretty much tonight. We think this youngster ought to get to bed.
Yes, I do. You know, it's right past his bedtime. I don't see how he could be awake even at this hour, but I guess it's excitement.
Okay, ma'am. If you want to check with them at the Culber City Police tomorrow, why?
Where's the car? Is it?
The car, yes. I'll give you the address where the car is. It's in Santa Monica.
Must be 4 o'clock almost, Sergeant.
Pretty close to it.
It's 20 minutes to 4.
20 minutes to 4? I'm so late I can't even write. Where's the address where the car is? The car is in Santa Monica, but your husband's in Culber City. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, what's the boy? Did you turn
Oh, throw your lights.
I've got a light right here. It's okay.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Beg pardon?
I say thank you for bringing my boy home. Here.
That little puppy's following us, Bert.
Puppy, you better go back inside.
Go back, fella. It's later than you think.
You've been listening to actual cases of your police force in action on The Night Watch. Investigations recorded as they happened. And now back to police headquarters and Chief W.N. Hildebrand.
In the first investigation tonight, in which the officers found the woman beating her husband over the head with her shoe, the subject was booked for assault, the maximum penalty of which is 6 months in the county jail and a $500 fine. In the final case where the man was reported carrying a gun, as you heard, the investigation revealed he did not have the gun in his possession at the time he was stopped. However, the man was intoxicated and exposing a small child to considerable danger. Consequently, he was booked for intoxication and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. We are presenting the actual events recorded on the Night Watch with a very definite purpose in mind. Recently, I received a letter from a young lady who stated, as she was walking home, a man jumped from his car and attempted to drag her in. Fortunately, the suspect was frightened off. However, she had listened to Night Watch and remembered our instructions to take the license number and inform the local police department at once. Curious of the final result, we checked with the city involved and found that the suspect had been picked up and incidentally pled guilty to the charge. In such a case as this, it gives meaning to why we are presenting Night Watch.
Thank you, Chief Hildebrand. You have heard on-the-scene reports of your police force in action. Every voice, every sound has been real. Night Watch, brought to you through the cooperation of the Police Department of Culber City, California, is produced by Sterling Tracy and Jim Hedlock, with technical advice by Sergeant Ron Perkins, and described in the field by police recorder Don Reed.
Don Reed, a longtime radio reporter in the Los Angeles area. Night Watch, 71 years ago, July 2nd, 1954. Here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We're to Pine Ridge, Arkansas in a moment. See what's going on with Lum and Abner.
How much time do we have? Minutes, days, months, years? We don't know. But this we do know. Civil defense is everybody's business. Just what is civil defense? It's your answer to beat the A-bomb. Civil defense is the way of saving lives and property. It's the way to protect you and your family in case of enemy attack on the United States. It's the way of helping you to keep going in spite of attacks with atomic or biological warfare or chemicals or conventional weapons. The aim of the enemy would be to make you and me and others quit our jobs so that our defense plants would have to shut down. Our aim, then, is to keep working because we must give to our armed forces the things they need to win. We must prepare now. How much time do we have to prepare? We don't know. But this we do know. Civil defense is everybody's business. It's your business.
Now we go to Pine Ridge, Arkansas for another episode of Lum and Abner, originally broadcast 83 years ago, July 2nd, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. I'm sure all you Lum and Abner listeners know what a pleasure it is to get a letter from a friend. Well, we enjoy getting letters, too, from you radio friends, especially the kind of a letter we received from one of you the other day. After telling us how much she enjoys these regular visits with Lum and Abner, she went on to say how much she enjoys the comfort Alka-Seltzer gives her. She says she's found Alka-Seltzer helpful in not one, but several different common ailments. For an occasional headache, touch of acid indigestion, simple neuralgia, or the muscular aches that may follow a hard day's work. In fact, this lady is so pleased with Alka-Seltzer's prompt, pleasant relief, she wonders how she'd ever get along without it. You know, folks, that's the way we believe you, too, will feel about Alka-Seltzer once you've experienced the kind of fast, comforting relief it offers. Be sure to try it, won't you? Remember, you can get Alka-Seltzer at all drugstores, by the package, and also by the glass at the soda fountain. Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, all attempts to find Abner's missing wife and daughter have met with failure, and the old fellows are a little puzzled as to what steps to take next. Abner is in a pretty upset condition and is ready to go rushing off in search of Elizabeth on the slightest clue, and Lum has his hands full trying to restrain his worried and weary partner. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, and Cvetic is just entering. Listen.
Wonderful world.
Well, morning, Cedric.
Good morning, Mr. Abner.
What you got in the box there?
Oh, I forgot what you call them. Mr. Lum told me to go around collecting them. Heard anything from Miss Elizabeth and little Pearl yet?
Oh, no, Cedric, ain't heard a word. Not a single word.
Oh.
Let's see what you got there.
Yeah. Here, you take them and give them to Mr. Lum when he comes in.
Yeah, sure. Oh, these are binoculars, Cedric.
Yes, Mom, I believe that's what they are.
Now, I reckon what Lum wants these for?
I don't know. He just told me to get them, that's all I know. Them three there's all I could collect so far, though. That's all I could find.
Yeah, that's curious. Now, what would Lum want with binoculars?
Maybe he lost something, wants to look through these and see if he can find it.
Well, I don't believe he'd go to all the trouble. Wait a minute.
Reckon he could have been thinking about hunting for Elizabeth.
For Elizabeth?
I bound you, that's what it is, Cedric. He must have heard that Elizabeth and Pearl was all heading up in the mountains or someplace, and he's getting up a searching party to go look for 'em.
Is he sure enough?
Why, sure, bless his heart.
Well, I sure wish I could go along, boy.
Well, you can, Cedric. Facts is, Lum's figuring on you going, I reckon. You got 3 pair of these binoculars here, ain't you?
Yes, Mom.
Well, there's one for Lum, one for me, and one for you.
Oh, boy, one for me, too.
All right, dog is here, Cedric. We better start getting ready, then. We'll have to get a batch of victuals together, and, well, I know something else we ought to have, too. We ought to have some horses.
Horses?
Well, yeah, we can cover a heap more ground and do more searching on horseback. I reckon where we could get some horses right quick.
Well, Papa's got some horses over at the blacksmith shop.
Huh?
He's shoeing them for Mr. Lunsford.
He is, huh? Well, why don't you call your pop up and Cedric and see if we can borrow 3 of 'em? I know Mr. Lunsford wouldn't care, special for something like this.
No, Mom, he wouldn't care.
No.
Papa can get them over here in about a half a minute, too, I bet you.
Yeah, let's see now. I better start getting the victuals packed up. Gunny sack full ought to be enough, oughtn't it?
Yes, Mom, I believe it. Hello? Hello, is that you, Papa? Well, this here's me. Yes, Mom, Cedric. Say, Papa, could you bring 3 of Mr. Lunsford's horses over here to the Jot 'em Down store? It's for a searching party. Yes, Mom. Going up in the mountains and hunt for Miss Elizabeth. Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. Oh, all right, Papa. Goodbye.
Is he going to do it, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. He's going to get some other fellows, too, and they're all going to join the searching party.
Well, good for them.
He said they'd be right over in just a couple of minutes, as soon as he could get here.
I dog I know we'll find Elizabeth and little Pearl. Hurry up now, Cedric. Help me get these victuals packed. I reckon we ought to have another sack full, too, if them other fellas is going along.
Yes, Mom. What do you want me to fill the sacks with?
Oh, just anything you see there on the shelves that's good to eat. Crackers and canned goods and pickles and cookies. Put in some of them fancy cookies for little Pearl. She just loves them. Wait a minute. I believe that's our ring.
Yes, Mom. I love them, too.
Hello? Jot 'em Down store's closed today, I think. Huh? Oh, hello, Miss Blevins. Yes, Mom, we're closed 'cause we're going on a searching party to find Elizabeth. Yes, Mom, up in the mountains. Why, yes, we'd be proud to have him come along. Well, have him meet the others out in front of the store right away, then. All right, Miss Blevins. Goodbye. Don't did you hear that, Cedric? Mr. Blevins is coming along. He's going to get some other fellers, too.
Well, I reckon we ought to have another sack of victuals in, oughtn't we?
Yeah, better fill up another, Cedric. I believe I better hang up that store closed sign, too. Let's see now, where is that thing?
Why don't you keep it in the same place all the time? That's what Mama tells me to do with everything.
Well, I do, Cedric. I always keep it in the same place. I just never can recollect where that place is. Wait a minute, here it is. I got it.
Morning, Abner.
Oh, morning, Lum. I just fixing to put up the store closed sign.
Store closed sign?
Yeah, we'll have to close up till we get back from a searching party.
Searching party?
Law me, I hope we find Elizabeth and little Pearl awful quick, Lum. I hate to think of them up there in them mountains all by themselves.
Here's another sack of victuals all packed, Mr. Evans.
Yeah, well, good, Cedric. Now go out in front and keep an eye open for your pop on them other fellers.
Yes, Mom.
Tell them we'll be ready in just a few minutes.
Wait a minute, Abner. What other fellers are you talking about?
Oh, Caleb Weehunt and Mr. Blevins, might not half the fellers in town. They're all joining with the searching party. You don't care, do you?
Of course not. Granny, if we're going up in the hills to look for Elizabeth, the more fellers we can get, the better.
Why, sure.
How soon are we going to start?
Why, just as soon as we can. The fellers will be getting here any minute now. We got the victuals all packed in them gunny sacks there.
Oh, yeah, that's good. But wait a minute, I believe we ought to take along more food than that, Abner.
We had, huh?
Yeah, no telling how long we might be up there searching.
No.
Might take a couple of days, we don't know.
Yeah, that's right, ain't it? Yeah.
And we'll need some food for Elizabeth and little Pearl, too.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be mighty nigh starved to death by the time we find them.
Yeah, bless their heart.
More than likely all they've ate for the last few days is them wild berries and roots and one thing and another.
Oh, my goodness. Poor Elizabeth. Poor little Pearl.
Well, now, don't start feeling sorrowful, Abner. This is the time for action. You pack up about 3 times that much victuals, and I'll see if I can find us a tent.
A tent?
Yeah, we'll pitch a tent up there at Clearwater Creek. That'll be a good place to camp.
You reckon Elizabeth's around there summer?
No, but that's a good place to camp. We can use that for our base, and fishing's good along in there, too, in case our food don't hold out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, Grandpappy Spears has got a good tent, and I know he'll let us have it long.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we get that from him. That's a good
They're
idea.
here, Mr. Abner, they're here.
Well, good for them. Here, Cedric, you start toting these sacks out there and tell them to load them on the horses some way.
Wait a minute, I believe I got a better idea.
Huh?
We'll never be able to tote all this food on horseback, Abner.
We won't, huh?
We'll have to get a truck for it. Cedric, go out and tell them fellas to go on ahead, and we'll catch up with them later in the truck. Yes, Mom?
Tell them to head for Clearwater Creek, Cedric, and tell them to hurry.
Clearwater Creek, is that where we're going?
Yeah, that's the place right there.
All right, I'll tell them.
Whose truck can we get, Mom? How about the Macmillan boys?
Yeah, that's big enough to haul a tent and all the other stuff we'll need.
Yeah, we don't want to forget them binoculars neither.
Binoculars?
Yeah, Cedric brung in 3 of them here a while ago, like you told him to do. They're sitting there in that box on the counter.
Well, we can't take them, Abner. Them are for the Navy.
The Navy?
Yeah.
Doggies, is the Navy joining our searching party, too?
No, of course they ain't.
Huh?
The Navy's got a little searching party of its own to take care of. They've got to find enemy airplanes and submarines and such as that.
Submarines? For the land sakes, has somebody saw Elizabeth in a submarine?
Well, no, of course not.
Well, I was going to say, I don't see how a submarine'd ever get up there in them mountains. Them creeks is too shallow for anything as big as a submarine, Lum. I can tell them that right now.
Submarines thereafter are out in the ocean, Abner.
The ocean? Well, now, how in the world did Elizabeth get clean out there?
Abner, this ain't got nothing to do with Elizabeth.
Huh?
The Navy needs these binoculars to spot submarines before they can get a chance to sink our merchant ships and all such as that. Both the Navy fellers on ships and on shore patrol needs them.
Well, why do they need these here, Lum? Can't they buy their own binoculars?
No, they can't.
Huh?
They've already got all the binoculars there is in all the stores in the country, and they still need a heap more of them.
Well, why don't the factories just make up a big batch of them then?
They can't do that neither, because the factories is all changed over to where they're making other stuff for the government. So you see, there's just one place where the Navy can get binoculars now, and that's from the citizens of the United States. So everybody's got to pitch in and send their binoculars to the Navy. They need them bad, and they need them right away, too.
Well, I reckon we ought to send these in to them then.
Well, fellers is on their way, heading up for the creek.
Well,
good. Well, we better get going ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll call Mr. Macmillan about borrowing his truck, and Cedric, you can go over to Grandpappy Spears and get that tent. What tent?
Well, a tent we want to borrow from him, Cedric. Just tell him you want to borrow his tent. He'll know which one you're talking about.
Yes, Mom. Wait a minute, though, Cedric. We can pick that up after we get the truck. You better help Abner finish packing the victuals. Yes, Mom. Boy, this is sort of fun, ain't it?
Mom, I still think we ought to use them binoculars ourselves.
Now, just forget that, Abner, because them are for the Navy. I don't believe you realize how important a thing it is for the government to get them binoculars.
Well, getting Elizabeth back is important, too.
Of course it is. I know just how you feel, Abner, but anything that'll help win the war is more important right now than Elizabeth or you or me or any one human.
Yeah.
Now, come on now. We gotta hurry up and get started.
Well, wait a minute now, Lum. Which way are we going now? We going up in the mountains or to the ocean?
To the ocean? Oh, for goodness sakes, Abner.
Well, where was it that you heard Elizabeth was at?
I never heard she was at no place.
You never? Well, why did you get up this searching party then?
Me? I never got it up. You was the one that done that.
Why, no, Lum. The first I heard about it was when Cedric come in here a while ago with them binoculars and... Let's see now. Uh-oh. You know what I done?
Don't try to tell me. I know exactly what you done.
Huh?
Cedric, go get in your car and try to head them fellers off. Tell them the whole thing was a mistake.
Friends, if you have either of the following makes or sizes of binoculars, the Navy needs them now. The makes, Bosch & Lomb or Zeiss. The sizes, 630 or 750. I'll repeat those sizes, 630 or 750. No opera glasses are wanted under any circumstances. Now, if you have either of the above-mentioned makes or sizes in binoculars, ship them at once, carefully packed and tagged, to Naval Observatory, Washington, D.C. Do it now, and your binoculars may save the lives of hundreds of men and millions of dollars worth of valuable war cargo. And here's another announcement of a different nature.
You know, folks, the subject of B vitamins is a pretty complicated one for the average person who usually doesn't have time to dig out all the facts and the figures. Well, that's why it's so wise when you're buying B vitamins to depend on the reliability of the folks who make those vitamins. Now, One-A-Day brand vitamin B complex tablets are made by the Miles Laboratories, the same folks who put out your old family standby Alka-Seltzer. And the One-A-Day way is a simple, easy, low-cost way. You can depend on that. You see, that name One-A-Day means exactly what it says. Every single One-A-Day brand B complex tablet is so vitamin-rich, it gives you your full minimum daily requirements of all those vitamins of the B complex. Those requirements have been established by experts in nutrition. Yes, one single tablet a day is all you take. And here's something else you'll be glad to hear. The One-A-Day way is remarkably economical for that same reason. Because each tablet is so vitamin-rich, you take only one tablet a day. Check the number of vitamin units you get in every package of One-A-Day brand B complex tablets. That's how to tell when you're getting your money's worth. Compare One-A-Day's strength with any other B vitamin product on your druggist shelf. And believe you me, you'll turn to your druggist and you'll say, wrap up the One-A-Day brand for me. Say, be sure you see that big one on the package.
83 years ago, July 2nd, 1952, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, alum, and Abner. On the 4th, we will not have much in the way of 4th of July shows, because you got to remember, back in radio days, the 4th of July, everybody was in summer mode, and so the big stars weren't around. That's why many of the shows you've already heard, 4th of July nature, were aired in May and June. So there you go. But we will have shows all week long, shows we've aired in the past, and some shows that we will continue to air. Tomorrow, we will have Box 13 starring Alan Ladd, The Green Llama. That will be tomorrow as well. Broadway is My Beat starring Larry Thor, The Challenge of the Yukon, and Love and Abner. That's all coming up on our Thursday program. Thanks for being with us here on Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.